Session 2 begins now. Hello everyone or nobody. Again, we don't know if anyone's ever going to watch these, but we're going to do this anyway. We're having fun. Before we start, just one thing to say. Music and sound effects are by Syrinscape. Using those for this campaign, check them out at Syrinscape.com. They have great effects, great music, great ambiance for your games, and I highly recommend them. We're back on this campaign from last time. Welcome back, everyone. We're minus a Tom tonight, but we're going to go on with the 5 of us here, and we'll try not to get Tom's character killed. Okay, let's do a recap. Previously in Eretz Nakash, 6 strangers made their way to Elestria, the capital city of the kingdom of Baragard. Each one had been led there by a mysterious clue, consisting of a poem and an ornate card. Deciphering the information in the poem, all of you ended up at an inn, the Traveler's Way, at dusk on Laith Laren, which is a festival day that is both the first day of spring and the first day of the new year. It soon became apparent that you were meant to find one another, but who had sent you on this path you didn't know, nor did you know for what purpose. The answers to those questions remain a mystery. Gathering with the crowds at the market district for the king's speech that evening, 6 of you learned of attacks and thefts and disappearances of both property and people along the East Road. And with the promise of a reward for information about the source of these attacks, or an even greater reward for the eradication of the ones responsible, 6 strangers, you all, now companions, set off along the East Road to investigate, having secured a travel permit with the king's seal on it, since he had closed travel on that road for everyone's safety. After an uneventful day, you were attacked by 6 gnolls in the middle of the night. The battle was a little rough on 1 or 2 members of the party, but in the end you prevailed and were able to finish a long rest in peace. And this all took place about 25 miles east of Elestria. As we return to our heroes this morning actually, if heroes they are, that remains to be seen. It's about an hour past dawn, and if any of you were down any hit points from the battle, you have fully recovered them now after a full night's rest, a long rest. And to begin the day, I would like one of you to roll a weather check for the day, which consists of rolling an 8, a 12, and a 20.
Massive hurricanes strike.
Yep, derecho.
We have 8, 8, 11 in order from lowest to highest.
Okay, so the 8 is an 8, the 12 is an 8.
And the 20 is an 11.
20 is an 11.
Not 2011.
Okay. All right. You start off then on one, just to be sure, the 8-sided was an 8 and the 20 was an 11, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you start off on the morning with, feels like it's a little bit warmer than what the previous day was, which again, for this time of year, moving into the spring, a really nice day would be in the 50s or 60s for this transition of the year. And it feels like it might be one of those days, but there are some ominous clouds moving from the west. And it's looking like you might be dealing with a storm at some point during the day. Reading the signs.
Nice.
So, but at this point, it is not raining. And you're on your second day out from Elestria. Again, I said you're about 25 miles along the road. What would you like to do?
Well, we're going to keep traveling east.
Obviously.
Okay.
The same pace we were going before, the typical 8-hour day at a normal pace.
I was looking out for specifically, like if there have been attacks on the road, there likely would be, wreckage of some sort or stuff strewn on the side of the road. People that have traveled, just specifically looking for stuff like that, looking for signs of like tussles that have happened previously.
Okay.
To maybe get a clue as to what happened and maybe be able to pick up a trail depending on how recent they were.
Okay.
I'll be looking out for tracks for gnolls, goblins, all the list on the list of bounties.
Okay.
Since those would be humanoids.
So you're continuing east. You're going to go at a standard travel pace, I assume?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And looking along the road in general for, as you said, signs of scuffles or struggles or whatever like that. Ranger is looking for tracks that stand out, anything like that.
Non-humanoid tracks.
Non-humanoid,
particularly the
specifically?
ones that are up for bounty.
Okay. Tracks of those creatures that have a bounty on them. Could you put yourselves in something resembling a marching order? And this is a road. It doesn't have to be single file. Just give me an idea of how you're traveling.
I am in the front because I don't want tracks to be destroyed before I see them.
Okay.
We should have someone, probably me or Daniel, in the back to.
I don't know which one's everyone
We
else.
should have us going that way because that way would be east.
Yeah. Hopefully before too long these will be painted too.
You in front. Me or Daniel in the back. I'd say.
Which one's you? Okay.
That's
Back.
me.
This is you?
Yeah.
Just make it like 2 lines basically.
Yeah, I'll be in the front. And
I'd have Nyx and the other person.
this is
I
the.
forget that his name.
Okay, how do you, from my vantage point, you guys are traveling that way? Okay.
And we can orientate the other way if you want.
No, it doesn't matter to me. I just wanted to make sure.
Nyx needs to be with you because it's on the horse. Oh wait.
Well, I guess if she's on the horse.
Oh yeah, because she's slowed down. Which one is it?
Yeah.
This one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's on. With
She's
me.
technically with
me, so more
this character because they're
You're leading the horse,
Yeah.
she's riding the horse.
Yeah.
Okay.
because she's slow.
Yep. No, I just have tiny legs.
Okay.
It's a tiny person.
Okay, so setting out on the first march of the day then, I would like one of you, or a couple of you, however you want to do it, maybe not Farryn, since you're going to be doing your own particular kind of check, I think, looking for tracks. Let me do this. Let me let you make your own separate perception check for right now. Okay, not we're not going to make at this point a survival check yet. Just perception check for your specific things that you're looking for. But everybody else, you can, whoever you want to have a perception check, just go ahead and do that.
Perception plus 4. Plus 3.
Elizabeth can do it. Yeah. Or whatever it is.
Nyx.
Nyx, yeah. You do it.
Okay.
What do you have?
5 plus 3.
So,
Oh, you kidding me?
And that is not very
was
perceptive.
that a nat 1?
No,
What is it? I can't
Nat
see.
2.
A nat 2.
Almost as
Well,
good.
okay.
I think we changed.
What's your perception?
Starting off the day with some high rolls.
Plus 4? Okay, 6. Okay. Remember, if you want, you can have. So I would let a couple of you roll perception checks, or one of you roll with advantage if you're kind of working together. So you guys
Change roll with advantage.
you guys can kind of figure that out yourself. Okay, so you can roll again.
She's got the higher.
You can
Yeah,
roll
she
with
was me.
advantage.
We're both helping. I'm helping her out. On
Yeah.
the horse.
That's fine.
That's a little bit better.
Yep. 20 in all.
So that's 20 when you add the 4.
20 in all. Okay. All right. Scanning the road and off the road and your surroundings, you don't see anything that stands out to you as you guys head off in the morning. Other than as you're looking around and behind you, those clouds are rolling in ever more. They're getting closer. They're closing the distance.
No, we're faster than
I
that.
think we should speed up.
Yeah.
Go ahead and you go ahead and roll. See what the Rangers
Got a nat 1. First try.
Oh wow, we're starting
Okay.
off on a good note today.
All right. You're confident that no one has ever traveled on this road before you.
Well, I guess that ends our journey. It's been fun.
You don't find anything. And that one doesn't mean that you don't know what you're doing in your
It just means
specific skills. It was a bad roll, obviously, but you don't spot anything.
He was distracted
Okay.
by a wisp of smoke.
Yes. So the morning essentially passes uneventfully. All right. Moving along into the afternoon, go ahead and let's repeat the process. Whoever you want to do it, again, it doesn't have to be the same person.
Roll again. That'll work.
19.
19?
She doesn't need to roll
19
that.
total.
Okay. All right. Farryn, go ahead and make your roll as well.
15. Actually, wait, no, 20, sorry.
20?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. It's not that before you didn't see any kind of evidence of travel on the road. It's the East Road. It's the busiest road that you all are aware of in the land. And so there's wagon ruts. There's, just the natural wear and not wear and tear, but there's evidence of foot traffic. There's evidence of wagon traffic and all that. Just nothing in particular that stands out. With your roll, you see evidence of fairly recently some travel on horseback heading in the same direction that you're heading. So there have been horses that have traveled through, you can't quite tell how many, several, but that have traveled east, the same direction that you are. And it looks like maybe a day or two ago that these went through. You also notice, though, and you would know this from the travels and the time you were in the city, there has been some rain, which tends to wash things out too. So you're battling the elements a little bit on that, as you also look like you may be battling them here before too long.
No, we're good.
So your roll was a 19. 19 total.
Yeah.
Okay. As you, particularly being up on horseback and having a little more, being able to see a little bit more because of that vantage point, you see off in the distance, maybe a half mile, as the rolling hills of the area, you see that there are a couple of wagons headed toward you on the road. Just pulled by a single horse or pony, each one of them, but they're headed towards you, again, roughly a half mile away.
You're telling me that Nyx on a horse is taller than us, even though she's a gnome?
Yep. Hey, the horse is
Another thing I was going to say is for Caleb to check, it can also be other travelers going the same way as us, trying to find what other happened. So
Or it could have been
And
it
they
could have
could-
been the King's Knights too.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, you haven't seen
It's horses
anybody
on
else.
it's horses
Yeah,
on a road.
that's insane.
You're gonna be there. I'm particularly interested in like goblin or gnoll tracks. Something might be, because they wouldn't ride horses normally.
Okay. So at current pace, you're going to close the half mile with these carts at your pace and their pace. You're going to close this half mile in just a few minutes.
It's fine. I don't see any reason why we can't be seen on the road.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure to have my hood up so they can't see my skin.
Okay.
Know what I am.
Very good. Concealing your drowness.
Yes.
Okay.
Drow.
Awesome.
Who's that?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. You stay on the road. They come up. Do you move to the side? Do you stay in the middle of the road?
No, I run over. Well, we're on foot, right?
You're on foot. Are you gonna do anything? They're approaching. If you're going to interact in any way,
You could ask them if
You
they've
can,
seen
or
Yeah, we
anything.
can ask. We can ask them if they've seen any creatures that are humanoid, or anything.
I'm gonna let other
Yeah.
people do the talking and just kind of stay in the background.
okay.
I guess we'll just flag them as we go by and just say we're looking for anything out of the ordinary. If they've seen any like creatures like gnolls or goblins or anything like that, ask them if they've seen anything like that.
No, they haven't. And there's a kind of an old codger driving the first wagon. Human, male, gray beard, gray hair, and says that he hasn't seen anything like that. They've hardly seen anyone other than some of the regiment they encountered along the road. He says a few miles back that they
Hence
but
the
they
horse
encountered
tracks.
them yesterday. What's that?
I said, hence the horse tracks.
Possibly, very possibly. But they seem to be just trying to get to Alestria and seem to be eager to get there.
We'll tell them to watch out since we just got attacked not that far away, so just be careful. There's
Attacked by what?
some gnolls.
He kind of looks back into the wagon. There's a little window behind him and says something to someone in there. The person in the wagon behind is kind of looking around and peeking at. This is another guy, not as old, but he thanks you for the warning. He looks nervous, but says they intend to make double time and just try to get there and not have to deal with them. So
Let's get those exhaustion points going.
that's right. No, you can move fast without being exhausted. It's just a matter of how long you travel.
Yeah.
So, anything else?
Nope, we're good.
Okay.
I'm good. Unless anyone else says anything.
All right. Last march of the day.
Oh, I thought you were going to say above the ends.
What's that?
I said, oh, I thought you were going to say above the ends.
Last march of the Ents, or the last march of the day for you. Perception checks.
Again?
Roll.
9.
Right again, Lindsay?
12 and all.
You get a roll with advantage though.
Roll one more.
Oh, you worse
Wow.
than the last one.
That was even worse.
You don't even need to
Go
count
with the
that.
12.
Next is looking at the clouds.
So your total was
12.
12.
9.
9. Neither of you notice anything that stands out, nor do you encounter anything other than at about 4 o'clock or so, right as you guys are just kind of getting going on this march, the sky just opens up in an all-out thunderstorm. So I really should have had you roll those perception checks with disadvantage, but I didn't think about that. So because of the obscured vision from all the rain and wind, and it's like one of our thunderstorms that we get here. Hard sheets pounding down and almost raining sideways. So it's a miserable last few hours of the day.
I'm gonna block with my shield. And I'm gonna like ride and block with my shield.
Good idea.
So it comes time to camp. It is still raining. It's still pouring. And you find yourself thinking, maybe we should have stopped at a general store and bought some tents. But you didn't. So
I don't think that. I'm a ranger. I sleep outside.
yeah, rangers have no need of tents ever.
That's what trees
Tents
are
are for the weak.
You have your computer plugged in?
Should be. Check it.
Nope. No power cord.
Oh, isn't it?
Nice job.
Nicely done.
Technology. I think it's hanging right on the edge of that right there.
Power? I've never heard of her.
Well, I had to unplug it to go plug direct into the printer because I was having trouble with that. So, okay, very good.
That should have cleared the rain up.
Technological hiccup. Technological immunity. Okay. Where are we? It's nice and bright and sunny and calm
That's
weather.
right. Yeah.
Well, we
No.
would be looking for
No.
trees,
All
probably.
right.
So
Fine, Ranger. Make a perception check.
Can you
Should
find
look for
trees?
it's so easy to find trees. I got a 11.
11. There's always some trees around here and there. The issue is settling in and being able to make something of a shelter when you're in there. Which
I think we have tarps on.
I don't believe so.
No,
No.
we got bedrolls.
This is-
It's not going to help you much.
I thought
This
we
is-
grabbed some tarps.
This is Whiplash from playing 1E where you literally don't even need to do anything with that.
Where you don't need to do what?
You don't need to buy tents.
Oh. Yeah. Well, no, you don't. It depends on the DM. But just
Saying this is your fault.
clearly. Okay, so I have down your watches from last time. You want to continue to do
Same watch.
Yep.
do that?
Same.
Okay. So first watch, Farryn and Taèlios. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Taèlios is tall.
Yeah,
I'll
he's-
roll for him since I'm at the same time. I got 23.
And a 1, of course.
It was cocked, but okay.
So you have a 23.
I have 23, and Taèlios has a 1 plus whatever his.
Yeah, not very good. But again,
You're welcome, Tom.
in this rain and everything, you really need to roll with disadvantage in
Okay.
terms of being able to see or hear anything.
So should that one been mine?
You can call it. Your intention was his first roll, so that's fine. Which isn't
So
going to matter
here's-
for his second one.
here's-
Well, no.
I'm saying here's my second one. I'll roll my second one. It doesn't matter.
No, because what you would do is one of you roll with advantage under normal circumstances. One of you would roll with advantage, or you would each roll once. Okay? So in this case, you each rolled once, but it's really like with disadvantage in that. So
So we need to take the 1?
Yes.
yeah, either way, it doesn't matter because
Because we're not getting attacked, so it doesn't matter. So-
well, no, it's not that. It's just that your sight is obscured because of all the rain, and you don't really have the advantage of hearing because all you can hear is the sound of hard rain all around you. And since you are under some trees right now, you also have the sound of the rain
That's
on
fine.
the
If
leaves.
we need to take a 1, that's fine,
So-
because we're not getting attacked on the first shift, I guarantee it.
all of a sudden,
The giant dragon
This-
comes down.
massive shadow, even in the darkness, blocks out.
That's fine.
It's so dark it blocks out the blackness of the sky.
It's fine.
And it's an ancient black dragon.
I already have 1 dragon under my belt. It's not.
Yeah, right.
When you tripped and fell.
Nothing happens on the first watch. Okay, so the way this will be is one person rolls with disadvantage, or you both roll, but we're taking the lower number of the two. Depending on how it is. So second watch is Thaèndrys and Morzza.
You
I
want to
roll
roll?
one. You roll one.
Okay.
My roll's good.
Oh yeah.
My roll is 2.
Are you kidding me?
We just won't see anything.
There's always
Ever.
one person who ruined this.
Okay.
That doesn't matter.
You can see and hear rain, and basically nothing more. However, nothing happens either. And by the way, are you trying to keep a fire going?
I doubt it
I don't
with
think there's
this
any way
rain.
with this rain.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Third watch, Zeldreth and Nyx.
So roll ones each.
Yeah. Here you go. It's cockeyed.
No,
No,
that's
it's 11. Oh,
That's
it's 11.
11,
But
good enough.
it's still fine.
That's a
9.
9. So 10, 11. Or for
Do you take the low roll,
Yeah,
or because Daniel has less perception of
Well, just-
bonuses, so his
It's the total.
His perception
It's
is plus 3.
So 14.
His is
Right. You
14.
need give me the total, not what the die says, but what your total is.
what's
There,
you get?
there are no.
You have plus 4,
She's
right?
13.
13?
13
Yeah,
is
so
the-
13.
13
Okay.
and 14.
And remember, on ability checks, skill checks, saving throws, there are no criticals, successes or fails. It's all about the total at the end. Okay.
Is that saved for 6E?
No.
Critical-
They're
critical
just,
perception?
It's just about the total of it. There aren't nat. I mean, there can actually obviously be nat 20s and 1s just by what you roll, but they don't matter to me. It's what the total is. So, another miserable night's watch where nothing happens. Now, I want each of you to make a Constitution saving throw.
I guess from
This is the soggy.
exhaust.
So this is again in your saving throw list. It'll tell you what you need to add to it, if anything. Some of you may have proficiency in Constitution saving throws.
Constitution.
That's right.
Where would that be? Is it the plus 4?
It's above your skills.
So, Constitution.
You got more
Plus
ones
6.
tonight than.
I got 3 in all then.
Okay, let's see here.
My guy's like
7 plus 6 is, let's see, there's 13, right?
You have a 6
That's
plus
his
6?
Constitution saving throws plus 6.
Yeah.
6, yeah.
Yeah, plus 6.
What is your Constitution is ridiculous.
18.
I have a 23.
It's plus 6 for because
Wow.
he's proficient
And
with
what'd you
it.
roll?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
roll that
he's
and add
proficient
your
with it.
Constitution saving throw
6.
bonus.
So
What's your
no,
bonus?
Six.
No, your bonus.
Yeah, her bonus
Six.
is +1.
It's just
Oh, okay.
6.
What's
Thank
your total?
I thought I saw a
Joshua?
6 on the die.
Wait, do you
Okay,
roll
so
for
you all
Tom?
rolled. You got a 6, Elizabeth.
Did
Nick
she roll-
says a 6.
This is to make
What's
sure.
your
This
order?
is, this is to see if
A
you are
3.
able to sleep through the night and
You?
get your restful sleep.
9.
6, 3, 9. What'd you get?
13.
13?
23.
23. Okay.
We need to roll
Oh,
Tom's
roll,
character.
yeah, roll for Taèlios.
7.
7 plus.
What's his
Here,
constitution?
just give that to Caleb.
3.
So it's 10.
10? Okay. Nyx, Taèlios, Morzza, Farryn, you all suffer a point of exhaustion because you were not able to get a full night's rest, a long rest.
Go. I
Nice.
just,
Struggling through the night.
I
The two of
barely
you
survived it.
somehow managed to sleep through the night in the midst
Look,
of
the
all this.
Underdark can be very.
Surely there's
damp
a
and abusive.
modifier for Joshua since he only needs to sleep like 6 hours, right?
There's
some
some
sort of math going on
but
there.
don't call me Shirley.
I mean, it makes sense for me since
What is
I've been
that
in the
then?
wilderness for a while. So.
So,
Yeah,
what that
we're just
means,
tougher on
I
the
fight better
Yeah,
when I'm
because we're
exhausted
weak
anyway.
people.
if I can't find it on the DM screen, it doesn't mean anything.
It means it doesn't exist, I think.
I think you have disadvantage on ability checks and saving throws, is what 1 point of exhaustion means. But,
Rain. Joshua, you're not rolling again.
This isn't Don't Starve.
What are you talking about?
What is?
It's ridiculous. Not roll rain again. It's stupid.
I'm gonna go next. We can do it in order.
oh yeah, there it is. It's behind.
Now Caleb is going to be terrible in his perception checks.
There he was. It just
Yeah,
didn't-
now it's
Yeah,
even
yeah.
worse.
It doesn't
Not
even
saving
do-
throws. You have disability on disability.
Yeah.
You have
in
disadvantage.
general, disability.
You have disadvantage on ability checks. Okay, that's what 1 point of exhaustion means. So it's not a big deal.
It just means you suck if you can't
That's
sleep through the
right.
night.
Yeah.
I fight better when I'm exhausted anyway. So.
Okay, starting off in the morning. Somebody go ahead and give me a weather check.
Can I do it?
Sure, go ahead.
Wait, which ones are it?
It's the 8, the
8?
12,
Okay.
and the 20.
Yeah, I need.
Next up on the list, tornadoes.
Okay. So,
In this order.
Give me the 8 first.
okay, 8, 12, 10.
Hold on, no, the 8
Wait, you
sided.
rolled max on the first two?
The
Yep.
the 8-sided is a what?
8,
Okay. The 20. Give me the 20 next.
10.
10.
Yep.
Okay.
Max half is what it is. Maximum
And
of the
then
first two.
what's the next one?
12.
This is going to be some dumb weather.
Okay. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, is that bad?
Is this volcanic
Bad.
eruptions or cats and dogs?
Human sacrifice.
Yeah.
Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria.
Might be because another thing.
I'm starting to think this weather sheet's just 1, rain, 2, rain, 3, extra
More
rain.
rain.
You had a nice first day of travel.
Yeah, because I rolled.
It got windy, as I recall.
You got to sleep.
Okay. Getting up and trying to get some breakfast in the morning and get ready to go.
Why do you think we're trying to get breakfast?
You gotta eat.
Nah,
You gotta eat, man.
I'm not even hungry after that night.
The rain has not let up a bit.
Oh my god.
I'm just too good at rolling.
It is still raining sheets and
Can
raining
you roll
sideways.
with double disadvantage if you're in the rain and you have a point of exhaustion?
No, there's just disadvantage or advantage.
I want to roll 3 times and try to get a 1.
Or a straight roll. So, okay. So at any rate, you start off in the day and it's a miserable day. Go ahead
So you
and
tell me that this 8, 12, 10 is just magically nothing changes in the weather? Okay.
there's a lot of combinations that those 3 dice can give you. Okay.
I say this half of the table rolls it, and that half is done.
I haven't even rolled.
At least this half actually didn't get an
It didn't
exhaustion
affect us.
point.
Just gonna throw that out there.
Okay. You
I'm ready to start rolling 7 times to check if I can not find anything.
okay? Go ahead and make your first perception check of the day.
What is the exact
20.
That's pretty
I have to
good.
take 15 as a low. So I got 20 as a low. 20 is my low.
Okay.
I have to take the lowest one that I rolled.
How many footprints do I find in this rain?
That's not bad.
Plus 5, so.
No,
You're,
plus 4.
you're at
Four.
disadvantage. Wait, she just rolls
17.
once, right? Since she's at
17.
advantage, but then disadvantage, so it just
Roll
cancels
again.
out.
She's not at advantage.
Plus
Well, she's rolling twice,
is
right?
13.
But instead she's rolling
13.
twice for disadvantage.
Well,
so she
she's
just rolls
rolling.
once. It just cancels. Because otherwise you have 2 people roll disadvantage.
No, but she's the only one rolling.
She's still rolling disadvantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's rolling a perception check with disadvantage.
13.
As are you. It's just you're looking for different things than what she's looking for.
May I just have something? Wouldn't it be better if
My
me or
lowest one is
Joshua did it
13.
since we didn't have exhaustion?
No.
You know, it's in general you're having the person with high perception do it, which is fine. But you know, someone with high perception score can still roll bad, and someone with a low perception can still roll.
I thought we were
good,
rolling
so-
disadvantage regardless because of the rain, so it
It
doesn't
is.
matter.
Well, sure, it doesn't matter. It's still disadvantage, but if you want to split it up, it's not like the same person always has to roll perception checks.
Yeah, but my point is his point is invalid.
No, because you could roll a 20 and a 19.
No, because we're already rolling at disadvantage regardless. So it doesn't matter if she rolls. He was saying because she's had an exhaustion point, but it doesn't matter because we're already rolling at disadvantage.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It doesn't affect it. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, you're exhausted, so it would be disadvantage anyway, but the weather makes it disadvantage too. So it's
literally
neither here
doesn't
nor
matter
there.
who rolls.
No.
But
Well,
regardless,
she has one
I
point
still
higher.
rolled 20.
Yes. You rolled what?
13.
13. You don't notice anything? You notice that it's getting increasingly difficult to spot tracks in the rain. So. 2nd March.
19.
Okay.
12. 12 it is.
Okay. Nothing. You encounter nothing throughout the day other than rain. And you also don't spot anything of any significance. Again, it's just the road is getting extremely difficult to try to spot any other than the ruts that were already there are just filled up with water now, but you don't spot anything in particular that stands out. None of the specific tracks that you're looking for, you don't see any of them. Okay, that was the 2nd March, right?
Yeah.
That was second mark, yep.
Okay. 3rd March.
17. I'm sure once this rain ends, I'll start rolling ones again.
Maybe the rain's good for
Go for
you.
12. 12 is high.
The same as last time.
Okay. 12 is your, okay, and you?
17.
17. Okay, same story for you. Same old song and dance. Nothing stands out. The road is a mess. Okay, you, however, as you're watching and listening, I'm trying to decide how to describe this. You don't see as much as you hear. Rumbling.
Here's that volcano you were talking about, Josh.
Yeah.
To the north. You,
That'd be this way.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you can't, it's impossible to put a distance on what you're hearing. You don't really know, but
Yeah, a cave troll.
but you hear something, a low, constant rumbling that you can tell it's to the north of you, a ways. You're not quite sure how far, but also it's getting closer, but not in a sense that it's moving south, that it was behind you, and whatever this rumbling is has moved west to east, but north of where you guys are. Do you point this out to anybody? Do you say anything about it?
Yeah, I'll tell Steven or whatever his name is.
Okay.
Morzza.
Yeah, Morzza.
I say drums in the deep.
Okay.
They're coming.
Let me see here. Let me see your sheet. Just hand me your book. Just hand me your book. Don't hand me your. Okay. you stop. You point it out. You all can pick up on it now. Now that your attention has been brought, it's been brought to your attention. You hear it too. I want everyone to make a nature check. You do not need to roll with disadvantage on this.
Nature.
A
Nature.
nature check.
I said
Oh,
that one.
nice
I
one,
know nature
Joshua.
Really well.
And that's probably you, the one who has the
Where
most
is my
intelligence for
nature?
this.
Nature.
No intelligence is pretty low.
Negative
But
one.
you're a
Great.
wizard.
I
Or
don't
do you
have
know,
a
oh no,
negative
you don't
one
use
on nature.
intelligence for that.
Wait.
Never mind.
Okay, let's roll. Give me the checks.
15.
15. Yep. 15.
Because I have
Nice.
negative
Same.
one.
Yep.
Okay.
19? You rolled 19 too? Nice.
Is it the nature thing plus?
I got
It's
0
whatever
for
your
the
skill
night
check, your
too.
nature check.
I don't have any additions to that.
Yeah,
I'm going to plus 2.
17?
This is for Tom.
Yeah.
So I rolled
negative
19
one.
for Tom.
Very good
Not bad.
nature.
11, 12, 13 for him.
Okay. So what we got?
Okay, so going around the
Okay.
table.
17.
19.
19.
15.
13.
That actually makes really good sense. Because there's no way you would have ever experienced a tornado.
Oh.
Why is this actually a thing?
What the heck? Why is it when I roll good, something bad happens?
But the rest of you, if you've not experienced it yourself, you know of it. What you don't know to call it is the sound of a freight train. Because you've never heard a freight train before. But that's what you've been hearing. You've been hearing the sound of a tornado. Now, that's a sense of how violent this storm has become and how miserable your travel is. However, there is no indication from what you can tell that it's bearing down on you. But you know that somewhere to the north of you, uncomfortably close, but not right on top of you, there is a tornado moving
Man,
west
that would
east.
be a real fun end to this campaign.
Welcome back to
A tornado
Tornado
goes
goes
right down
How
the
fast
road.
can we kill the party with weather?
Speed run this game.
It's like when you roll good, you get bad stuff. But when you roll bad, it's just, well, bad.
Do you want to respond in any way?
Yeah, I want to run into
I'm
this
running the
tornado.
opposite
This was
way.
the last march. Night is falling.
Guys, we should
I
run.
think we should head
we
south.
should run the
We
opposite
should head
way.
south of the road.
Opposite way so that
Put
we
some
don't.
distance between
What
us.
if we just lose it then? What if we lose the road?
We won't. Once the,
Won't lose the
well,
road.
once the storm clears up, we can just
We
go
have a
the
ranger. I would hope he
opposite
can
way.
figure out where a road is.
We can just go the opposite way after we go this way and
I'm
then
just
storm
thinking like
mess
a-
up.
As you've stopped and perceived and stood there gape-mouthed a little bit, realizing what it is.
I'm not having my mouth open.
You're a mouth breather. You can tell that it is continuing to move east. The sound of it is moving away from you in that sense. It doesn't seem to have come any closer south. It does seem to be continuing moving to the east.
I say we keep going forward,
Maybe
just
just
slower,
slower
just
pace.
slower,
Yeah,
yeah. Keep
slower
going
pace.
forward, but slower.
As long as it sounds like it's moving away.
Finish
we'll,
your march just at a slightly slower pace.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then adjust if it seems like
And
it's
just like
getting, if it gets
make sure
louder.
we're listening for it.
If it gets louder, then we'll adjust and try to head away from that.
Listening for it? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm not even listening for this thing
Well,
anymore.
you don't have to, but we'll be listening for it.
I'm giving up on this.
The ranger has waved the white flag to nature. Okay. Are you looking for anything in particular to set up a camp before you lose light?
Shelter. Shelter.
Shelter once again. Looking
No
for
tornadoes.
trees.
We're looking for the natural.
For-
we're looking for the tent forests.
Looking for some place where lightning is definitely going to
I want
strike.
glass to be there so that when tornado hits.
Glass
Yeah.
enclosed with rocks around
Yes,
the glass.
Yeah, yes. Prefer
Lots of damage.
All right.
Some flying debris.
Okay.
Debris.
You set up in what is as good a shelter as you can find between a tiny little copse of trees, and set up camp as best you can. First watch, Farryn and Taèlios.
There's probably no reason to even roll.
I just assume you'll get 19.
Yeah.
True, I am rolling better now that it's raining.
I'm actually better in the rain.
Okay.
Roll.
Did you roll disadvantage for both of us, right?
Yep.
Are you just rolling?
Well, I'm rolling for myself right now. Yeah.
Right.
He's saying, is it just you or is it
We're
both?
both on watch.
Just you roll with disadvantage.
That's 22.
23. No, 22. and 13.
That's actually not
Okay.
bad.
You don't notice anything by way of animals or creatures or humanoids or anything like that. However, you do notice that the severity of the storm is diminishing on your watch. It's not raining sideways anymore. The rain has subsided some, and it's also the wind has dropped significantly.
Don't worry, I'm sure we'll roll some nice weather tomorrow.
I wonder if you
Yes.
guys. I
Probably.
wonder if you have to roll
Anybody
for
knows whether I need more
exhaustion
So the
again.
next one is.
So that's what
I
happens
did.
on the first watch. Second watch is Thaèndrys and Morzza.
You can just roll for disadvantage.
Let's see. What do we add on to it again?
Your
It's your
Perception.
perception.
Perception. 14 and 14.
14?
Yep.
All right. Okay. On your watch, the rain stops, but the wind picks up a little bit. But the weather changes. There's a new pattern coming in, and at least you're not getting rained on now. Okay. Third watch, and no encounters. Nothing happens. Nothing happens by your camp.
not surprised.
Nix
You
and
just-
Zeldreth.
You can just roll because you have a higher perception.
Okay, at this point, the wind is not so severe and loud that you need to roll with disadvantage. However,
We're still exhausted.
okay, so you need to roll with
Wait,
disadvantage.
She knows-
because of
is
the-
she-
Wait,
Daniel could just roll.
Wait, I can roll.
Yeah,
Is that
this
not
is-
a
if
disadvantage?
he can roll
Would
and
she-
not roll
Would
with
she
dis-
still be exhausted though? Because the watch. How many hours is each watch?
Well, it depends.
She's already
Because
gotten her
she's the
rest.
third watch,
She's
so
already gotten her
third watch,
rest.
She should already have her.
If she rolls well, it depends on if you're making her roll saving
Make a
throw.
Constitution to start with. Then, make a Constitution saving throw.
That's not
11.
bad.
Hi. That's what you rolled.
Plus your
Plus?
Constitution.
Plus.
Constitution is
That's your
Yeah,
total.
Her total. She gets a +1 for
It's
Constitution.
probably like
Okay.
12.
11.
I don't think it's gonna make it.
Okay, so that's not. You know that when you are woken up for your watch, you are not rested. So no, but
But it's not exhaustion point.
no, it would be
Oh.
unless if you want to let her try to sleep for that last watch and not have her take it. That would be a way to try to deal with that.
That could
I've
happen.
already done my 4, so I'm already awake at the last watch anyway. It's just they're like specifically the ones because I do my 4 hours right away and then I'm awake for the rest of it.
Okay. Then, do you want to stay? Try to sleep. Okay. Then for that, then you need to roll the.
Yeah, you roll them.
Great. Wait, not. I mean, 8.
Don't you roll with advantage because he didn't have exhaustion.
Not
No.
with advantage.
Yeah, I rolled an 8.
You're oblivious to everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just.
You're not having him roll for the both people because when there's 2 people on, you have to
Josh.
roll with advantage. That's why she was saying that.
Yeah, I understand that, but for right now, no. On this one, nothing happens. And what I need now is
So since the rain stopped on the second shift, that means I got a full 8 hours, meaning that I don't, without rain, meaning I don't have to roll for my Constitution.
I will agree with that. In your case, Morzza, why don't you roll because you could have gone ahead and slept a little later if you needed to. Roll. Actually, just roll a straight, no disadvantage, no advantage. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
5.
5? Okay. You just need to start a little bit later in the day, but you'll still be able to get your full rest. Okay?
Or
Taèlios.
Taèlios was also the same shift as me, so he would have 8 hours without rain.
Same deal. Actually, he's an elf, so he only...
He only-
Or 6 hours.
Yeah.
He needs 4.
4?
You
Yeah.
need 4.
Yeah.
You,
For
do,
now?
you do like
4.
a transfer 4 hours basically, unless you're.
Yep. So, okay, so no problem. That got it. That freed up everyone from their exhaustion.
Except for him.
Well, no, if he sleeps a little
Okay.
later. You
And
just start a little bit later.
Okay.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay.
I get Farryn off.
All right.
I call weather.
Alright.
I don't volunteer
Wait,
rolling.
he rolled
Whatever you roll.
I'm just gonna roll 4-sided die to see what we get for weather.
I'm
I
I
definitely.
say
One
1 through 4, we get nothing.
I'm definitely not
I thought you were
rolling.
gonna say 1
'cause
through
we're
4,
gonna
we
get
get
another
I rolled for that,
tornado.
so you roll for the weather.
Okay. The good news is it's been warm in general. The raw temperature has been warm. The problem is...
The bad news is there's tornadic activity.
You've been soaked clear through. So, but it's springtime, you know? It's
At least it's not raining frogs.
springtime can be brutal on the rains. So, someone start the day with a weather check.
Wait, you're just giving this to Elizabeth again?
Oh no.
This is her first time doing
Sure,
that.
I rolled a...
Are you kidding
12?
me? She rolled a 12 on the 12-sided die.
Okay, so you excited? Tell Dad that you excited.
4,
A 4. Okay, and how about the 20?
10. She rolled the same as me except for the
It's almost the
8-sided.
same.
Yeah. If it's raining again. you
Rain
guys are
starts
doing
back
it.
up.
You can tell it's not going to be a good day.
Oh no.
You guys aren't doing it.
I don't
You
know.
let her.
What was
You
the
let her.
12-sided?
12.
12.
Let me guess. There's
Tornado.
Another tornado.
Hurricane blows in from the south.
I said we just kick Elizabeth out.
The only person who's had good roll is me. That was the first roll.
You just rolled the same as me.
We're gonna get to the end of the road and be like, well, there was no monster activity. I guess there's nothing on this road.
Turns out the weather killed everybody.
Tom's not missing out on much.
All right.
It's a bunch of stupid weather checks all the time.
Are you sure we just get transported to Iowa for the...
Well, it's springtime. Okay.
Doesn't feel like it.
First watch. First march.
I'm not even checking anymore. It doesn't
First
matter.
march.
There's no way there's tracks. There's just absolutely no way. There's no point in me wasting time rolling when there's
Might
not
as
going to
well
be
start
tracks.
Caleb, just check.
I will roll for outside of tracks. There's not going to be tracks.
Well, just roll for
You'll roll
traps.
for what?
Just
Just
looking
roll
in
for
general.
tracks.
Just keeping my eyes open. But there's no point for tracks. Legitimately, there's no reason to
Caleb,
check.
watch as it
Okay.
tracks now.
We miss them. Someone walked by us in the middle of the night.
Are we rolling with disadvantage yet? Or is it still...
It depends. If you're looking closely at the road, I won't make you roll with disadvantage because you're looking close at hand. But if you're looking out about, trying to keep on watch.
Is it raining yet? That's my point.
It was raining.
Again?
Yep.
I thought it stopped in the last...
It did overnight, but it started up again in the morning. And so if you're looking for threats, orcs, the kinds of things you said you were looking for, the things that have bounties on them, you're not going to be looking at the road for that. You're going to be looking at a wide view all around you. That you will have disadvantage on.
I was rolling disadvantage for looking at the road last time. What changed?
Because you said you're not looking for tracks anymore.
Oh, okay. Well. Doesn't matter. I rolled a 2, so... 7.
We need to like some weather control spells so that we can...
That's right.
Anybody else rolling for the wide view here?
Yeah, sure.
I'll roll. Or Josh will roll. Oh, that's a good one.
You gotta roll disadvantage.
That's still pretty good.
15.
15.
Another tornado. 2 tornadoes on either side of us. Coming down.
Is one of them
Twin
flaming?
tornadoes.
Are they flaming yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the rain. Yeah, no. Nothing. No encounters, no creatures or anything. It seems like everything is just smart enough to not be outside wandering the road and the wilderness.
Yeah, because there's about to be a tornado again.
Actually, it'll be like a flash flood.
Let's just get the day over with. Can we speed through these checks?
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Alright, my next check is at an 11. That's it.
Did you roll with disadvantage?
Yes.
I told you didn't need to, looking at the road.
Oh, okay, well then it's 20.
A 20? Okay.
You notice the mud on the road.
Yeah, you find lots of mud.
Cool. Roll Elizabeth or someone else.
Filth.
I'll roll.
Let's speed this check up.
17, 19. That's my perception.
Isn't that
But then I have the
disadvantage?
disadvantage, right?
Disadvantage because of the weather.
19.
You rolled at
Okay.
17 twice in a row.
Okay.
What are the odds?
I don't know.
You want to know? 1 in 400.
Well, yeah, that's right. Gotcha. You don't notice anything. However, midday into the afternoon,
There's a giant tornado.
no tornado,
That's good.
but
A tsunami.
there's an abundance of lightning all around you. So it's
We find anything metal and pull it up.
it's a lightning storm. So you all walk with your
Yeah.
swords.
Yeah.
So the good news is no weapons are made of metal, so you don't have anything to worry about there. But yeah,
We're gonna get lightning.
You rolled a lightning storm? Are you kidding me?
That was them. It doesn't this bad. This is ridiculous.
yeah. Okay. Other than that, though, no, and you don't notice anything on the road, Caleb. So last.
18 or 23.
Okay. Who's rolling for the broader perception?
Yeah.
Is that a 1?
No, that was 9.
Because I'm pretty sure I figured out what it is. The 12-sided die
You
is...
don't want a 12 and
the
you don't want a 10.
12-sided
Just tell you that
die
much.
is for weather. The
Did you add?
8-sided
No, I
die
didn't.
I had a 9.
is for
A 9,
what's it
Yeah,
called?
that's just for general perception.
Disasters and oh wait, I forgot about the 20-sided die.
Is that you're not gonna figure it out?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. General perception, you don't see anything, nor do you encounter anything. Now this was the third march, right?
Yep.
So this is getting down to the end of the day. Light is fading, but as you're losing light, you see something on the road. You see a piece of metal on the side of the road. You see some splintered wood
Ooh, this is my.
that's
They might
partially
hurt.
buried in the mud now. But you see a couple of things like that cause you to stop. The problem is you're losing light and you're losing it fast because it gets dark quickly in this weather, as you know. As you all know, living where we live.
I don't know that.
So,
I think we make camp and
you
then
can-
investigate
yeah,
in the morning,
you can-
probably.
so you can try to look closer and scour the area if you want, but you don't have a lot of time because of what's happening.
Maybe do like
with
a
the
quick once over.
Investigate in the
Zeldreth
morning.
breeze fire.
No, no.
Yeah,
When there's
that's
more
exactly
rain.
what I was thinking.
No, I said
Steven.
do a quick once over and
That's
like
my
just
stuff.
see what we can find, see what's
Yeah,
there,
well,
and
okay.
then
We'll
Although,
just take a quick look at. I mean, there's still light. You said so. We should be able to
I was
do
Little bit
actually
of
about
light.
to say that.
If as a party you're looking around now,
I think as a
then I
party,
would say a couple of you roll perception checks or one of you roll with advantage.
My perception is +5, so I should be rolling.
My
Yeah.
perception is +3.
5, that's awesome.
It's 10 and 18.
Okay. You find, in addition to the shard of metal that you found, you find a few other pieces of metal, but these are more like links that look like they may have come off of armor. You find a necklace just off the side of the road, kind of as the road is turning into the natural grass of the fields on all around you. A necklace that appears to be a bunch of teeth strung together from what looks like maybe various creatures.
Humanoid or no?
Make a nature check.
Not different.
Nature
With advantage,
You get
Ranger.
nothing, remember?
I don't even have any intelligence. What am I doing this?
Oh, you got it.
20? Or so this I don't have any additions, but I rolled a 20, so that's advantage.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
You can tell that there are some mundane creatures, mammals, kinds of thing. Teeth from animals like maybe foxes, maybe even bigger than that, maybe wolves. But you also see some teeth on there that look humanoid to you.
Yeah, so this is what I'm thinking.
The monsters took out the
No
guards.
human is wearing a
No.
necklace with human teeth on it.
You also find a copper bracelet,
Okay,
a
should
band.
write this down.
right? So maybe about an inch, half inch to an inch wide.
What is this,
Just
day
a
4?
band
Day 3?
that-
This is day 3, right?
This is your third.
Yeah, day three.
I say we take
Big three of
the
misery.
necklace and the.
Well, no, this is the end of the fourth day.
Yeah.
You went one day
That's right.
when you,
First day.
and now you've gone 3 days.
Copper
since-
band, you said?
Yeah, like a bracelet, but a band. It's not like a many links around. It's
Okay.
a solid copper band that looks like it goes around a wrist.
So I think we take
You find also throughout all of this searching, you see some other wooden shards here and there of splintered wood pieces. Nothing.
Is there a
big.
lot of it? There's not a lot of it hinting that like, oh, this is a wagon that got hit. But
There's
because there should be more than just a little bit, unless the wagon
Unless
was
they took a
taken.
bunch of it.
you certainly don't find a wagon's worth of wood,
Yeah.
but you don't know what the wood came from.
Okay. Well, as I'm saying, it's not like a wagon was destroyed here and there's a bunch of wood all over the place. It's just a little bit.
You don't know. Wagons.
Well,
are
I'm
made
saying
of
it
wood.
wasn't destroyed because there was
Ah,
not a
but
bunch
can
of
our
wood.
bridges also?
If it was destroyed, like if it was an attack and destroyed a wagon, there would be a bunch of wood everywhere. But there's
Okay.
not. Is what you're saying, right?
It
There's
could have
not
been.
a lot of
It's
wood.
under. It could have been under the mud. I
I'm
think.
telling you that what you find is evidence of wood having been splintered, having been deconstructed
Maybe it's a shield then.
somehow.
Maybe.
But we should look in the morning and see if there's like if it goes off in more directions or if it's just right in the one area.
Did you put down the necklace too?
As we were seeing the stuff, do we have any kind of idea of like what direction? I'm assuming there's no way to tell anything about where whatever happened here, like what direction people went because of the rain.
At this point, the light and the rain and the light, the fading light, these are your twin problems right now.
I guess-
Not to mention just I mean, you have low light already because of this, but then you've got flashes of blinding light with the lightning and just reduced visibility, and it's you can look off road if you want to, but right now it's
We'll wait in the morning.
I go like this and pull this out and like start looking around for.
Okay, all right. You find everything.
Okay, good.
So first night watch. I'm assuming?
I think we should go to the south side of the road probably to camp.
We just want to find trees.
Oh, yeah, I guess whatever. Yeah, trees.
If
Whatever.
there's any trees nearby.
There's always some trees
Yeah,
here,
that's what I'm saying.
here and
We're
there.
just trying to
It's
try to find some
it's
trees.
just the nature of the land that you're in. You're just not anywhere where there's like a forest or anything like that. But clusters of trees, yes, you can almost always find something like that.
That's what we're gonna camp under.
Okay. Try to find a canopy to get under.
Try to find some lightning rods.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good plan.
Yeah.
Go team.
All right. First watch, Farryn and Taèlios.
I will roll. I'm assuming disadvantage again.
Perception, yeah, disadvantage.
1. There you go. Makes it
That's
easy.
disadvantage,
That's
I
for
guess.
me, or do I need to roll for both? Just one, right?
Well, you won't need to roll again after you roll a 1.
Not for
If you're
myself.
rolling with
Not for
disadvantage.
myself.
It's disadvantage either way.
It's either way.
We're not
I'm
rolling-
taking the low roll of 2 rolls, whether each person
Okay,
rolls.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, okay. We're good.
So yeah, you certainly don't notice anything,
You go
nor
blind
do you
up to the
encounter anything.
Well, I wasn't expecting an encounter in this weather, I gotta say.
night. I can't hear you. Alright, second watch. You can roll this time.
The only reason any of us are actually staying up is so we don't get assassinated in our sleeps.
7.
Okay, you don't notice anything, nor do you encounter anything.
Okay.
Alright. Third watch. And then you.
Sure, I'll roll. Is it cockeyed?
Is that a 1?
It's
Yeah, it's an 8.
It's
It's an 8.
okay. So 8. So
And roll
11.
Yep,
Yep,
11 it
11
is.
11.
Same story. You don't perceive anything, nor do you encounter anything.
Shocking.
Because of
Five.
lightning.
Constitution.
Actually, it lets up overnight.
Sure it does.
It does.
Unbelievable.
Just in time to pick up in the morning, I'm
It,
sure.
does. It does. In fact, the rain stops overnight, early in the night, and the lightning, of course, stops when the rain stops. And
I mean, of course. There can be lightning without rain.
well, no, I mean the storm blew over.
So do any of us have to roll?
You do not, no, because the night calmed down enough that you don't need to roll your Constitution saving throws to see if you're exhausted.
Cool.
You managed to get rest.
Let's roll some weather so we can get
Either
the
me or
sun
Caleb is rolling
Go
this.
ahead.
Caleb, you want to roll it or do you want me to roll
I'd
it?
rather you roll it.
Watch us hit Steven
I'm
get.
picturing a really bad roll here.
Oh no! He
You roll
got
another 12 on
he
the
got a
12-sided
12.
die.
Okay.
another storm.
Okay, so 8 is 2.
Okay.
20 is 2. And 12 is 12.
Nice job, Steven.
Okay.
Another storm.
Okay. All right. So what you wake up to is a chilly morning, It's
Perfect.
I got cold resistance. I'm
That-
good.
what happened is this storm moved through, and behind it is a front that it was a colder front. It's a colder air mass over you right now, and it's about as cold as it gets in the springtime in this area. You wake up to about 30 degrees. It got cold. However, you were able to light a fire in the night because
What?
Me, I could light it.
well, you're
'cause I
able to
have
find
fire.
some wood, and because you have some ability with magic, I'm assuming that you're going to be able to get a fire.
I also have a fire thing where I can just shoot fire.
Breathe fire.
Tail just goes, ah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So,
Yeah.
so I'll grant that you're able to get a fire going in the night. You're able to get some warmth. You're waking up to a chilly, clear morning.
Here.
You guys are
Okay.
welcome.
All right, we're looking for this.
Nice and sunny. Not a cloud in the sky, and it's calm. It's one of the first days you've had with no wind, and that or no significant wind. So it's cool, but it's calm and sunny.
Is this a joke? I'm just waiting for the rain to come here.
And you could probably detect my monster.
It'll be midday.
Temperature notwithstanding, it's probably the best day you've had since you left Delestria.
All right, so we're gonna look for this destroyed whatever it is. I just want to look around. I want to see if there's any more scraps. I want to see if there's any. I know there wouldn't be tracks, but if there's a lot of things walking, you might have divots and muddy spots. I just want to see if there's any like sort of indication of a direction that things have traveled, or if it's just still on the road.
Okay. So,
Probably perception. I'm assuming.
hi.
This is probably a check. I'm assuming.
Actually, at this point,
The roads are so bad, there's no need to do a perception check. You just can't see it.
I would actually rather have you make probably a series of survival checks. So, first of all, tell me where you're checking and what you're looking for specifically.
First off, I'm checking the road. Second off, I'm checking around, and this is just a ways out. Like I just want to check in a big radius to see if I find anything that indicates they maybe left the road and went off in some direction, because it's possible they attack and head out.
Or if there's something in the distance, something that we can see now because it's calm, that would give an indication. Like, oh, there's some more scrap up there. that
Well,
got
you guys
dropped.
can be looking for that.
Yeah,
I'm
We'll
looking
good for that.
I'm looking for the stuff that the ranger would be looking for.
You got better eyesight.
That'd be pretty good for survival.
I have
I
better
have a
eyesight,
plus
obviously.
3 in
I said we got better
survival.
eyesight.
What do you guys have in survival? I have a plus 3.
So I'm the one making the survival check, but probably others are making perception for around
Yes.
the area.
So let's start. Tell me where you're starting.
Road.
On the road. Okay.
Ready? 18.
Okay. And this was a survival check.
This was a survival check. It's the same type of check, so
Okay. You have the same bonus either way.
it's a wisdom check regardless. Well, it uses your wisdom bonus. So
Yes, but you can have proficiency.
It's the same.
Okay.
18.
Okay. On the road, what you find, you find some more evidence of the wood, of what you found before. But again, we're not talking about a lot, and we're talking about, small pieces of wood. Some like that, maybe some that long, maybe no wider than that.
I'm starting to think a shield here as well.
But you find evidence of that. Not a lot, but some. But you don't find any other. Well, you might find a few more bits of metal, and that, but not a lot. Nothing significantly more in either the metal or the wooden side. Though you do find some. With the benefit of the light.
On the road, is there
All
any
over.
sort of like? I know it's rained, but if there's a fight, there's probably gonna, and it's muddy. There's going to be divots and other things that you would see around.
You don't see anything in this area that is significantly different from the rest of the road, because there are wagon ruts all along the road. No matter where you go, there are wagon ruts all along the road.
Okay.
And so those are there, and any foot traffic that would have been on the road, it's a mess now because of the rain over a few days.
Okay, so I want to look at the area around.
Okay.
And
Which
this is
side?
probably a ways out.
So
there.
let's split this into north and south then. Okay.
Okay.
So where
North.
North side first.
16.
Okay. And so this is all just in the vicinity of the road, right? Like, how? Give me a footage or a
radius?
yardage.
Up to like 50 feet out. Maybe.
Okay. Okay. What was your roll?
16.
16? Okay. You do find some tracks. What they are, you can't quite tell, mostly because of the weather. But there's definitely areas where you can see there's been pressing down in the grass, even in some places where there isn't any grass. It looks like maybe there's an impression there. And the weather's working against you in terms of footprints in mud or dirt or that type of thing. But in terms of impressions where...
It's actually working for us in that sense because it's super soft now. If it was after the rain.
Yeah, and you don't get that sense.
It's before the rain.
Yes. Yes. And so where there isn't grass, where there's mud, that's not good for your tracking skills because it's been washed out.
Yeah.
However, what you do find within the grass as you're looking in the area does show evidence, despite the rain, of there having been foot traffic through there. And from what you can tell, moving generally in a northwestern direction.
Okay. So put that on pause. I'll come back to there. I want to check the south side and just see if there's any sort of the same thing.
Okay.
16 again.
Okay. Same thing. Same thing on the south side. And in this case, the direction seems to be southeast.
So it's probably going one direction, but we don't really know which direction.
What you can't tell is...
Yeah, which direction. But I'm saying if one's coming from the south, if one's
Yeah, that's
looks like it's going
diagonally.
southeast, and
So
it
I
looks
guess
like
this
it's
is our
going
map.
northwest, that's essentially a diagonal line.
That's this, basically.
roughly.
So
I mean, if you take the spot on the road where you found some of the wood and the metal and all that, from that spot, there seems to be evidence of tracks moving northwest and southeast.
So I'm saying it's not
Which
likely that
suggests
two
one-
things came from one
Yeah,
direction and
it's
both
one
went
coming from one direction,
and continuing in that direction is what my guess is.
or if it's in the crags.
And this is all you said about, so same on the south, I didn't
Yeah,
ask, but
50
50
feet,
feet
yeah.
or so? Okay.
So one thing I'm thinking, what was it? There was two different things at the castle. It was north. There was things north, and there was things east, right? Or was it a different one? Am I thinking wrong?
What do you mean?
So I'm trying to decide which direction these would be going. My guess is
Mhm.
north, but I don't know.
Well, we have some...
Northwest would
here's
kind of
the
be
map.
back away from where we're going.
Well, yes, but southeast head towards the crags, which sounds ominous.
Are you talking about the speech? Is that what you're talking
Yeah,
about?
he's referring
I was talking about there was two different things. There was something going on in the north, I think, and there was something going on the east road. So I'm just trying to see which way would. Are they connected at all?
Did anybody take notes on that?
I don't remember. I think Tom took notes, but yeah, obviously he's not here right now. I don't want to go looking through his.
These are my notes.
It's empty. Nice.
No, I had two things. Just names.
I'm hungry.
Is there everything else on the next page?
Nope. Yeah, I don't think there's anything there. I don't want to go searching through his book then.
Okay.
So.
He's not here to stop you. I'll just go ahead and I wanted to see if anybody had it written down, but I'll tell you this, with a reminder to take notes. I'll tell you that what he said was the apparent attacks on the East Road, but they know precious little about it because they haven't found survivors or victims or anything. It's just that there were arrivals that were expected that never arrived. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been a problem recently on the East Road. To the north, he mentioned that there have been disappearances near some of the other towns of Beauregard to the north,
Well, I knew there was something
including
on-
children. He said there were some people have gone missing to the north. it was a different thing than, like
Oh, it's
travelers and caravans not arriving. But he wasn't saying that it's connected. He wasn't saying that it's not. He's just saying that all of this has been going on.
That was what I was trying to say. Is I think if they were connected, maybe they would be on the north side, but it would be northwest. Maybe, I don't know. That seems like, I don't know. Could be.
I think we should expand the search out in both. So go like to the north and go farther to the north and see if there's any more evidence up there, and then head to the south on that same line and check and just see if we can find something that would indicate if there's a footprint with if you can find footprints like they're consistently going one direction, you can figure out which way they're headed.
We could also just have Caleb get on the horse, and we could all stay here, and he could ride out because he'd probably be faster.
We don't have to go that far out. He went 50 feet out. We can go 200 feet out one direction, and 200 the other direction.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we can continue the search and see if we can find evidence of which direction things are actually heading.
Okay.
My guess is they're heading northwest, but I don't know. I know you said southeast because of the crags, but...
Okay, so you're looking where then right now? How much further are you going in
Like
which
200
direction?
feet.
Well, honestly, I just want to keep looking in, let's just say the north side of the road for now, and I want to search until I find, well, maybe not until, but at least
Okay,
keep searching to see if I can find a direction.
Roll a survival check.
That's 12.
12. Okay, you're able to keep following the tracks. So you see them. You kind of got a beat on them right now, and it's not like it doesn't seem to meander. More or less, it's moving in a single direction. Whether coming or going, you don't know. But the tracks themselves, the impressions in the grass and all that, are taking you more or less in a straight line to the northwest. How far do you want to follow it?
Well, I guess my point was I wanted to see if I could figure out if that's the direction they're actually heading.
Oh, whether they're coming or going?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I guess I kind of want to just keep following them and see if every single time I find more, if I can tell.
I'm just looking for
Because at some point there's got to be a chance that you can tell us.
That's fine. That's fine.
Maybe not with 3 days of rain, but
That's the problem. That's the issue. Ranger, yes, that's something you could normally determine. After 3 days of heavy rain, and that there had been some rain before, and you don't know when these tracks were made, that's the thing you're battling right now.
oh, it's just the tornado probably.
Great job, guys. Rain 3 days in a row.
As you move farther that direction, do we find anything else on the ground?
As you move,
Because that would be a way to tell, actually.
Yeah, if we found
if
wood,
we find more scraps,
if we found more, scraps to one
see
side.
if we find more stuff,
Okay.
because that would indicate that it was.
are you all traveling together with him right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're not really traveling that far.
I mean, yeah, we're just kind of all just like searching for
Right.
more.
And they're all stepping on the tracks in front of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So here's what to do then. Let's do this. With their assistance, make a survival check with advantage.
Their assistants.
Yeah.
How are they assisting?
Yeah.
me? I'm a ranger. I don't need assistance.
That's a pretty high roll.
It's 22. 22.
Okay. Okay. Give me
Number between 1 and 2.
so you made your initial one. Give me an idea of how far you're going.
I want to
from
head
the
I
road.
want to follow these off for, let's just say, up to a mile. I mean, I would.
Okay.
If we're.
Okay, that tells me what I needed to know. I needed to know is it we went 50. I'll go 75. I needed to know how far you're going. Okay, so
As far if we have to follow it until we fall off the edge of the earth,
all right.
to figure out what direction they're going.
And you do, and this has been a fun campaign. Okay. Following the line, not necessarily following the tracks, because you don't know if you're backtracking the tracks or following them or whatever. What you arrive at is you get to an area where the grass fades away and you're at this kind of a rocky cairn, but it's low. It's not like a rock jutting up from the ground, but it's coming up from the ground, but it's low, and it's kind of this rounded area of rocks here, like big rocks though. It's like it's a bedrock type of area that you come across. And two things. You're able to determine the other thing you all can see, as you get up into this area where the soil isn't as deep and as muddy and as affected by the rains, you get up to an area where it's very shallow soil and doesn't press in and wash away as mud as much as everywhere else where you've been leading up to this area. And as you get there, and even looking past this area, which is probably 60, 70 feet to get by the rocky area where you're not going to really track anything over the rock, but the line continues beyond it. You've got tracks going in both directions on this line. The other thing that you all see is on this rocky area, there's an area in roughly the middle of it where there has been a fire. And you see some evidence that it's probably been used as a place for a campfire at times, but you know how much ash, and leftover debris that doesn't quite burn up there is at a campfire, and this is a much bigger area than that.
It's been used a lot.
Is the
It's not only been used a lot, but it's not just that
It's not just a
campfires
campfire,
have been
it's more
burned
permanent.
here.
has there been a fire since the rain? We should be able to tell that.
Not since the rain. No, that's easy enough to tell.
I know
It's wet. The ash and wood debris that's still there that didn't quite burn up, the coals that are still there are soaked.
Are there any tracks in the ground with it being? Can we get a better idea of what we're dealing with here? Looking at track, is there any tracks that are easier to spot in the ground that aren't washed away? That Ranger would know. Or is it still the rain is too much? We can tell direction, but not what we're dealing with.
You get a better idea. Well, survival check. Actually, not survival check.
Okay.
Nature check.
I should just keep this probably.
Yeah.
Nature. I don't have an advantage. 7.
7?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ranger?
You don't have a good outline of this. Here's what you can tell. This isn't a booted foot, but you don't know what it is.
I keep checking until I roll a 20.
Looking around, is there anything
Caves? Any caves? Or...
of interest?
No,
around
but there is a cave troll.
anything of interest around this, like
That would have been nice to
campsite,
know
anything-
at the beginning.
Anything around this area that could maybe tip us off to what would be here by like
Or more scraps
like
at all, or-
stuff worn or like anything lying around that's been left.
Just make a perception check of the area.
11.
18. No, 23.
Okay. Really no. Besides a lot of wood has been burned here. Well, I'll tell you this. Aside from seeing that wood has been burned here, what you can tell, especially with your 23, some of the wood that's been burned here was not natural wood. You see evidence of worked wood, right? Carved wood having been burned here. Not just logs for a fire, but timbers. Things that have been used to build stuff has been burned here.
Trying to
Burning
cover up
the evidence.
Yeah. Well, I guess we should probably keep following this direction at least and see if we find anything further, right?
Yeah, I'd say we could follow it for a while now.
We've kind of got a 50-50 chance of actually following the right direction, if there is a right one.
Yeah, I think this way seems good, especially because it would have been stuff taken from the road and then burned there, which means they would be heading that direction, you know?
Yeah. There wouldn't be any reason to take it the other way and then go back.
If we found this much stuff here, that means that they'd taken stuff from there and brought it that way.
Most likely, yeah.
So I think that's the way we should head. I think we should head north for now and just
Northwest, actually.
northwest. Yeah, follow these tracks for
Which
a
is
while
weird
and
because
see.
we're supposed to be going east.
Well, we are east now.
Okay. So you're going to follow the line that you can see going.
Keep following.
Huh?
Yeah.
We're gonna keep following.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Continuing
Same direction.
on this northwestern
Yes.
trajectory. Okay. At this point, you've spent quite a bit of time scouring the area. For the most part, the morning has passed
This is
away.
4 hours?
A good chunk. No, maybe not 4 hours, but remember you. No, you didn't. Nobody had to sleep late this morning, right? Okay, so we'll say it's mid-morning now.
Didn't I have to?
I don't think
that
this
was-
morning
that was last-
because
that
it
was-
cleared overnight. It was a different night. Okay, so that's fine. So continuing on the first march, just go ahead and make a perception check. Somebody.
Everyone?
Everyone?
No. Just like you've been doing. Someone,
19.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
and you can make it with advantage right now. The
She's
weather's nice and clear, and
Also, so now that we're on this,
23.
and we're
Yeah,
actually
we
able
don't
to find
need
tracks
her.
again.
You have 4?
So okay, yeah, I'm looking for tracks that identify what these are. Again.
okay.
I rolled a 23. Like, not rolled.
All
Yeah,
right.
23.
You don't see anything out of the ordinary, aside from a bird in the sky and maybe something off in the distance, just the normal animals you might normally see. Nothing stands out, and no encounters. And what are you doing?
I'm looking for tracks that would identify what the creatures are.
Okay.
If they're not humanoid.
Survival check.
18. I don't roll with advantage, right? We're not rolling with advantage. Oh no, I wouldn't.
No.
You're just rolling with advantage because there's more than one person. That's why you're doing that.
18. Okay. You managed to find some shallow ground again where you're seeing maybe a little bit more of an impression than what you have seen. Give me another nature check.
22.
22. You've never seen a track like this before.
Give me a break.
Sweet.
You're seeing big kind of toes in this track.
Like how many toes?
3.
3 mains, or like is there a side one, or what is it?
3
And a 1?
and 1 back.
So like a claw kind type of track.
Looks like it might be something like that.
You could do.
Does anyone in this group? Well, I know we have more than we have. What is it? What are they?
Draconian?
Draconian. We
A
have
Dragonborn.
a Drow. Surely, well, I don't know if anyone maybe, but there's more people in the group than just the human ranger that would maybe know more about other creatures. Does anyone have any idea what a 3-toed claw like?
Sloth?
It's a 3-toed sloth.
They're moving very slowly.
Anybody is welcome to make a nature check if you're going to point that out to them.
Yes, I'll point it out to everybody and ask if anyone recognizes this specific
Nature check?
setup.
What's nature?
I got a 16.
Where is nature?
Ooh, is that an 18?
Hey, where is nature? Oh, -1. Great.
You have a
Cool.
negative on that?
Yeah.
His intelligence is 9.
15.
23.
There's a lot of high rolls.
I got
I
18.
tell you.
That's
Wait.
because we want to know what it is.
Cool.
That's why it is.
Okay.
I was thinking kobold myself, but I don't know.
So you had a 23, right?
Well, 17. But I don't know. Was that for identifying the track?
Your nature check, I thought, was what?
Nature wasn't. That wasn't the second. The second one wasn't nature, was it?
Mm-hmm.
So then it would have been 17. But
Not 23.
no, you said survival. I'm pretty sure.
Survival to find it, and then once you found it, I asked for a nature check. I think I did anyway. It's what I
Yeah, I
meant
don't
to
think
ask
you
for.
asked
I'm
for
pretty
did.
sure. I'm pretty sure
You
you said
did.
nature.
Yeah, he has nature.
Daniel says I did, so I did.
He said nature check.
Okay.
No one knows.
Nope. It's not familiar to any of you.
It's a kobold.
I'm pretty sure
They have
Draconian would
capable.
know if they kobold.
All right, cool. We're going after these creatures that we don't even know anything about.
Alright. Sounds like you
All right, we're done following these things.
To die.
Okay.
Not even close.
Um,
I'm 31.
that was the first march, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You.
I think with more caution now that we know something has been here.
Yeah, looking around.
I'm not cautious. I'm
More
just
cautious
running into
than-
the front, making lots of noise.
Second march.
Well, I'm
Just
still.
for right now. You do survival check, okay, with advantage.
With advantage now?
With advantage, because
You look at the road.
what you're making sure is that you're able to continue to follow this trail. Okay. But you've got enough of a beat on it now that I'm letting you roll with advantage.
That was a bad roll.
24.
That was a max roll.
Okay. Continuing to follow, no problem. But I need a perception check for just general and
Really, I should be the one making perception and
no,
survival.
No. You're focused.
I know, but my perception is the highest out of everyone's. So.
15.
15? Okay. Nothing. You don't spot anything, nor do you encounter anything.
No, it's not. This monster might be the monster, because like when I said like to help me know which monster killed my dad, this might be the monster that did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess we'll find out.
Whatever it is, and maybe I haven't made this clear, it's not just one of them.
I think you mentioned there was more.
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't walk in a single file to hide their numbers?
No, they are not walking single file to hide their numbers. No.
Thought for sure I knew it was.
We, however, are walking single file to hide our numbers. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Are we doing third march now?
Third march.
14 and 7.
Okay. No problem. Following the line.
That's pretty good.
The trail. Huh?
22.
22.
Have perceived.
Uneventful afternoon into evening. And it is... you're losing light. The trail continues. You certainly could try to continue in the dark if you want, but it's at that
No.
time where you
No.
would make...
I don't know if we want to light a fire either.
You normally travel 24, 25 miles in a day. You weren't quite able to get that far today. You went about 20 miles, we'll say, because of the time you spent initially scouring the area around the road. So you've made it roughly 20 miles along this trail from the road.
Do we want to light a fire or no?
Well, the thing is, if we don't
So
light
now
a
we're
fire,
off. We're not even on the road anymore. So
No,
we're
we're
just
not
kind of
on
looking
the
for a
road.
spot that has shelter. So probably a good drove of trees.
Kato, the thing is though, if we don't light a
Not
fire, and something comes up, some of us will have a disadvantage because we can't see in the dark.
But if we don't light a fire, nothing will come up. Theoretically.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying if something does come up, then some of us have disadvantage.
Campfire or no campfire?
I think we have a camper to try to keep it small.
If we
Okay.
can find a good, we probably want to look for a good area that will be sheltered.
An area where we can kind of like.
We don't
have
want to just put a
fire,
campfire out in the open.
small one
That's the
that's
point.
like hidden behind trees, a little bit.
Or like in rocky area, like under some rocks.
Okay, so am I safe in assuming that more than anything you would be trying to shelter it from the direction that you're headed?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
More than
Behind you.
south
Mhm.
or whatever. Yeah. Okay. Perception check.
And all of us?
I'll be doing this one.
Now just Caleb, go ahead and make it.
That is, it's an 8.
Nice.
So it's a 13. I don't know if we're rolling with advantage since there's more than one of those.
No. I just want
13.
the total. The total.
13.
That's plenty. That's plenty to have found. Again, they're rolling hills, all through here. It's not hard to find some area. If in general what you're trying to do is be hidden from a certain direction, it's easy enough to back off down a hill and maybe get behind a little copse of trees or something like that, where you could do that if you want to the best of your ability to do so. There's certainly the ability to try that. So you do that and set up a campfire. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. First watch. Go ahead. Farryn and Taèlios.
Perception?
Huh?
Perception?
Yeah.
And we're just rolling one of us? Just one of us?
It's either one of you with advantage or you each roll once.
Yeah, roll with advantage. That's 22. 22. 17 twice in a row again.
Okay.
What are the odds?
I don't know.
400.
You stay
Nine,
nice and
16.
alert on that first watch, but you don't see anything, you don't hear anything. It's an uneventful first watch. Thaèndrys and Morzza.
Okay. Yeah, on mine, I'm gonna make sure to be kind of like up a little ways away from the fire so I can see to the northwest. So,
Okay.
just if anything's coming like along that line, somewhere I can see it.
Okay.
14.
Okay.
Oh, do you want me to roll 2
Yeah,
then?
you go ahead and
17.
17. Okay. That watch passes uneventfully.
You can do both since you have higher.
I'm gonna stay in that position where I'm at for this next
Okay,
watch.
you're still up where you were,
Yeah.
and Zeldreth and Nyx are up. Okay, go ahead.
You learn to change my mind.
What is it?
I think it was a 6.
Okay,
Was
it's
it
a 6.
cocked?
Roll
If
again.
it was cocked, re-roll.
No, it wasn't. It's a 6.
Are you rolling
Roll
with
your second
advantage?
one. You're rolling advantage.
Roll with advantage. Then.
That would have been 10 then. And
That's
then,
a good one.
yeah,
Yeah.
20.
22.
22. Okay. Nice and alert. You see and hear nothing, other than just normal sounds of the night. Nothing happens. Uneventful night on all watches. Everybody was able to sleep because it stayed, though cool, calm, as it does today.
I didn't even roll for weather.
You didn't need to today.
Because I'm so good
That's
that
good.
my weather tower.
His weather goes for multiple days.
Let's hunt some orc. Alright, we're doing the same thing. Next day. You want my survival check? For the first?
Yes. Survival check for you, perception check for somebody else.
22.
Who wants to
24.
Perception.
roll? You want me?
Okay.
Yeah.
I lose the trail.
Yeah.
You are the trail.
Yeah, you become one with the show. Roll.
Trail acquired and followed.
Achievement
Go
get. 19.
19. Okay. You don't encounter anything. You don't see anything. Yeah. So that was rough. That's about 8. Having traveled 8 miles or so is what a march is in general. You don't encounter anything.
Alright. Next.
Next one.
Next one.
Go ahead.
17 and 21.
Okay. So no problem.
Yeah.
Keep following the trail. Perception check.
14. Do you want me to roll it?
You can roll with advantage if it's just you rolling.
15.
15? Okay.
That 1 point made all the difference.
Yeah.
You noticed the huge swarm of dragons swooping down on you this time.
Well, you don't notice anything.
Third thing?
However,
Oh.
well, that's not true. You do notice something. From a ways off. You notice how far away? Not super far away. Maybe
How far is
100,
not super far.
maybe 100 yards or so.
A leech.
As you're a leech. Yes.
Yep.
As you're coming up a low gradual hill, following this trail, and there are, as with everywhere around here, there's the rose bushes that grow all over this area, and trees and that, but looking off a little bit, so traveling northwest, but looking a little more north, just a bit. You see that there is up ahead, maybe 100 yards, maybe not quite that far. As you're cresting this hill, there's another one that goes down and up again, and as that starts to go up, and it's not super far off your line, just a little bit, you see what appears to be a little cemetery. You see, at any rate, you see an area where there's some stones sticking up
Great, it's a lich.
out of the ground.
Yeah.
And there are, so the area is a little bit more, there's a little more tree growth in this area. And I mean all around you, not just around where you see these stones, but still there's a little bit of a clearing where these are that you're able to just kind of see through some of the trees up ahead. And it's like if you're following the line, it's this direction as you're coming up over a hill, and then over here, just offline a little bit, is this.
Just the barrow down.
I say we check it out.
Yeah, I think we should check
No,
it
we
out.
ignore it.
But I want to say this before
So you
we go
pointed
in.
out to everyone?
What were you gonna say?
I want to say before we go in, I'm gonna use my divine sense because I can sense undead creatures and stuff. And so before we go in, I want to use
Okay.
that.
You can do that.
Also,
Duration and range on that.
It's 60 feet.
so we need to
It
get
says
closer.
1 plus charisma modifier.
We're
but I
near
don't know.
We're like
how-
yards. We're away. Just wait for it. We
I'm
need to
saying
get
I'm saying once we get to it, before we do anything, I want to use that.
Okay, make sure just make sure you
Get
can tell
the
me the
Player
duration and
handbook.
range.
So I can
It's
do
right
that.
here. The charisma modifier is right there.
But I need to know the duration of it.
It should be on the
Don't
card.
you have the spell card?
Soon.
Oh, it's not a spell card.
It's my ability.
In this go.
Everyone prepared for an epic fight.
Also, if I remember, I don't have this written down anywhere, but if I remember right, we had there's like because I'm a human ranger, I get that, or is it specifically rangers? You get that specific creature, right? That is your like creature. And I think
Yeah, it's not because you're human, it's because you're a ranger.
yes, but if I remember right, that for me is undead.
That sounds right. We didn't write that
I don't
down?
have that written down anywhere.
Okay.
So, but there's bonuses.
Are you sure? We didn't write that over in that column on the right side of the front of your sheet? I thought we did write that.
Oh yeah, favored enemy undead. Okay.
I like to kill on things that are already dead.
It says until the end of your next turn.
Okay, so it's quick, because a turn is 6 seconds.
So just a quick sense, right? That's it.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
what-
so like a turn. So a round is 6 seconds, and within a round you have your turn. So it's the same. It's 6
yeah.
seconds. So yeah, it'd be a quick check. You know, and what's the range of it?
60 feet.
Okay. So just in a burst, for at a moment in time, you can know in that 60-foot radius. That's when and how far you can detect, and for how long you can detect.
It says celestial fiend and undead. I can sense them.
Perfect. I hope it's not the celestial.
I hope it is a celestial fiend.
What's a celestial?
Well, it's a celestial
fiend?
fiend and an undead.
Bad enemies.
Probably something really bad. Alright, so we'll head up the road cautiously, obviously, but we just want to get him in range.
Okay. As you move that direction, you note that the trail you were following the natural contour of the hills, ends up bending up toward that.
Oh,
Anyway,
So these are the berry things.
big.
Alright.
We approach it at the ready.
Good to know, but
Expecting
can I
the
just roll
worst.
some dice and kill some undead? Can I have the player's book again? I need to look up what I can't even remember what my stuff does. If we were to fight undead.
He'd look at them and they all turn.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
okay.
That sounds right.
All right. Do you want me to wait for what
No,
you're
go,
doing?
go.
Okay. So as you make your way up this hill, you get closer, you see that what you thought was a cemetery is actually not. It looked like it from a distance because you saw stones sticking up here. But as you get closer, you see that what you're seeing are the remains of the last few upright remains of some buildings. The area is overgrown. It doesn't look like if this was any sense of civilization ever, it is long since past. But a few, stone foundations or parts of this just sticking up that from a distance looked like single stones sticking up are actually the remaining pile of some worked stones that were the bases of some structures here and there. There's very little left standing, but you can tell that there must have been some sort of a small community here, maybe a village. Hard to say. But there's evidence of there having once been people living here.
Do we see evidence of any recent activity? Like obviously the road goes through here. Can we see any evidence of how long ago, whatever we're following?
We're not on a
might have been?
road, are we? We're just.
Yeah,
I mean, not a road, but like a
Yeah.
trail. Yeah.
yeah. What are you asking specifically?
If we see any tracks or anything that looks like anything that would give us like last couple days that someone's been here, pile of ashes or something that just something that looks like as though something's been through here recently.
Perception check.
15.
Besides what you can see, just in general, the trail you've been following, there's nothing else immediately anyway that stands out. I don't have you. I want to wait and see what you tell me you want to do once you're there. Which, we'll just say you've arrived up there enough to see what I've told you. What you want to do now, you need to tell me. But no, just scanning the area. You don't see anything that stands out besides
signs of something that's something that looks like that would have had to be set up recently or left recently or anything like that.
Nope.
You gonna do your thing or no? Because it's a.
I mean, I don't know. You guys want me to?
Well, it's not a cemetery, so.
If we're close enough where you could do it, and it doesn't
I have
cost you
3
anything
I have 3 of that.
per day, right?
Yeah.
So you might as well
That's
try.
That's not bad. Just use it one. Maybe.
Yeah, let's use it once I get up close enough. Just use it.
Just because.
Okay. You do not detect anything.
And I'll tell them that I don't sense anything.
So there's a couple. There's like this is like a small village of sorts. So we'll
it
go
looks
with.
like it. You're not. I mean, you're not convinced you can visibly see everything that might have been here. You can just see enough to tell you that there was once some sort of a little village cluster of homes. Something. There used to be something here. It's long since. You get the sense that most of it has toppled. Become one with the earth and been overgrown, but there are just a few, foundations, as it were, where there's still a little bit of where some of it is still just standing a little bit, not a lot.
All right. So you guys want to go in, or do you want to go around?
Yeah, we can
Go in.
I don't think it's a very big
Go in,
area.
just
but
Ready. Just like
I don't think it's a
whatever
very
sword
big
out.
We'll
area,
go in
but
as
we
a
could
loose
split up
term,
into
just a couple,
3 groups and
stuff standing around
investigate
like
the
that.
area. Into like 3 groups of 2, and just split up and investigate the whole area.
Sure, we can do that. See if there's anything noteworthy, or if it's all just ruin.
Okay. All right.
Just looking for anything that stands out, like that doesn't look like it was part of this ruin. Something that's been here more recently than the destruction of these buildings.
Okay. You're staying together. I heard him say split up. Are you splitting up or are you staying together?
Is it big enough to split up in?
I mean, you could. If you split
We're
up,
just kinda
you
looking
wouldn't
around.
wouldn't be very far apart.
We're just
Yeah.
looking around.
I
yeah.
think just
So
everyone just kind of looking around for.
It's not.
Okay.
Quick once over, maybe twice over of everything. See if there's anything.
Everybody together, basically, for right now.
Everyone is on top of each other.
Okay. Just give me a perception. If you're staying together, just give me a perception check. Either one of you with advantage, or 2 of you individually.
I'll roll. But I specifically want to be looking for anything that would show signs of
he
recent
does his
activity.
thing. The rest of us will kind of just like, not like it's a small place, so we all just kind of like go and investigate our own little thing, and then see if we find anything.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll roll. Is this survival or is this perception for me? It's perception, right?
Based on what you've told me you're doing, it's perception. Yes.
Since I'm doing my own thing, I'm not rolling with advantage. So, 18.
So what are you looking for? What are you doing then?
Well, I mean, I'm doing the looking around too, but I'm specifically looking for like recent activity,
Okay.
like inside any like the ruins or houses. I don't know exactly how
Okay.
formed these things are.
Okay. You what you discover is that you're seeing evidence of more foot traffic. Not in a pass through, not in the sense of the trail passing through, but in sense of the trail coming into whatever this village, we'll say, for lack of a better word, and then kind of spreading a little bit. It doesn't stay on the tight trail that it was on. But you're finding a common thread of it leading and converging towards one area. And as you're discovering this,
You get attacked.
the following happens.
The world blows
Tornado happens again. Does it start raining?
The tornado shows up with a vengeance, and it turns out it's a massive air elemental.
Oh, sweet. We all throw rocks at it.
Yes, that's the
The
best way to get rid of air
aerial
elementals.
elementals are powerful.
Here's what happens all at once. You hear zzz by you on the right side, and as something hits one of the rock formations that's still standing up a little ways in front of you. What's your armor class?
16.
16. You are hit in the back with something and take 5 points of damage.
Why are you putting your back to these things, Josh? Give me a break.
I love it how it's always the lowest people who get hit and
And-
not me.
We need to roll some initiative, but I want to set up
Initiative. It's flying
an
creatures.
area
Oh, it's
around.
Christmas tree.
Yeah, they are Christmas trees.
Merry
Get
Christmas.
this off the.
I'll send in Tom's character.
Where we are.
Yeah.
Oh,
That one doesn't have a bottom to it.
Oh my goodness, what
what
happened?
are you trying to do? What are you
Use
trying
the
to
bike.
program?
Maybe it makes sense. It fell over.
Yeah, it's a ruined tree.
Yeah.
It's on the bottom of it, too.
No, that's the problem.
Cheapo trees do you buy?
This is called the on clearance after Christmas.
Yeah. D&D trees.
Yeah, we'll just set up a few more here.
Got some big ones too.
Yeah, set up some baby ones.
I'm going to.
Put one right around me so no one can hit me.
The tree falls over and takes out.
So this is what I'm trying to give you the sense of here is that
We're surrounded by
there,
trees.
yeah, you're surrounded. There was a clearing. Oh my goodness. Where? Okay.
There's no
Honestly,
more trees.
hold that. Hold this right here. That.
Oh,
Not the
this?
bag. Yeah.
Do you want to put them down?
I get all the trees.
Yay.
Good gracious.
Maybe my guy is collecting a bunch of little trees.
I'm messing around with that one.
See if you can fix that.
This.
Should we spread us out a bit so that we're not all clumped up there?
No, I want you clustered so that when the dragon breathes.
Maybe it's all ones.
What's that one thing?
It's
though?
fine. Dragon's
Is
That
that
little-
gonna stick in?
What's that one little thing right there?
That's just a thing to keep safe,
Oh,
basically.
it's a little tiny baby tree.
Do not eat.
This is it's don't get the sense that this is all that this is the village or what maybe once was and everything else isn't. Stuff has grown up over time here, but there's an area that's more of a clearing in here where you will say we're kind of looking around, and I will let you place yourselves however you want to tell me you were. Okay.
I was up here on top of this tree.
So we were still
Just as you were searching, go ahead and with that idea of a layout.
It's all generally northwest though, the direction we were traveling, right? Still northwest.
Well, this is more north.
Well, not generally, yes. I mean, if anything, maybe northwest in general that you were traveling.
So I would be over here most likely.
And like we said, I was right by you, so I'd be close by.
Where's your
I guess
character,
it just
Joshua?
depends on what.
That's him.
This is Joshua, so we just put
Turn
Joshua's
him
guy like
backwards.
this, backwards, like he's looking the other way.
Well, we don't know which way the stuff
Yeah,
came
we don't
from.
know where they came from.
How does that, Stephen, help me out here on this?
Do you just want all the people in there?
Just
All
as
around.
long as we can have this area in
Yeah.
here.
I think it'd probably be better if it was like that. That gets more of it.
Okay.
Record it or?
Yeah, you can go ahead and hit record,
Well,
and we'll just.
Okay, so my character's here. You guys can all pick where you guys want to be. I'm looking
I'll
this way
just
because
leave
this is
mine
the
out.
direction I was
That's fine. I'm
going.
saying
where
kind
I
of
am.
spread us out a bit. then.
How long has that been going? Are we in any? We're not in any danger of being cut off here, are we?
No, hour and 50.
Okay.
Alright, what are we facing?
Let's see, which one's Tom's? This one?
Yeah.
The monk. Well, you killed him to protect himself with all the other people and
Yeah.
leave us
Yeah,
all.
so everyone is
Tom's
around
literally
me,
getting his
so
body shield for my
I don't get
character.
hurt.
No, I was putting him because he'd be facing stuff.
Well, then you're all kind of
She's
spread
not
out
gonna be in
looking
the
around.
front. She wouldn't be in the front.
Well, then just move this guy over here then, because we wouldn't just.
Is this you? Or is
yeah,
this Daniel?
That's me. That's
would you-
Daniel.
Yeah. Wouldn't Steven be-
Daniel's guy would be hiding.
Well, no, I was up here.
I cut myself on something. You took your damage. Yep. Okay.
We just stand
Hopefully he goes on poison
So-
darts.
It wasn't. You didn't get stuck with anything. You got hit with something. So, at the same time that that happens, a horn blasts and comes. So you guys, which direction do you guys have yourselves facing?
Well, this is north,
This way.
west, north, northwest.
Okay.
So that's why I was going.
Okay. That way, and you're just facing back that way.
Yeah, because
He turned me that way because I got hit in the back, so we didn't know what direction I was
we
going.
didn't know which direction was
Okay.
going.
Okay. Fair enough.
I assumed it was
Uh,
that direction.
Let me look at something real quick. We may have to do some creative tree moving
Yeah.
here.
A lot of guys.
I think we're okay.
Do we know what they are yet?
Not yet. You're about to.
I know what they are.
He doesn't think it's the kobold.
He thinks it's cobalt, not kobold.
It's cobalt. It's the
Cobalt,
metal
yes.
attacking us.
Wait, he was coming from
His
that
character
way, it
even looks like he doesn't know what's happening.
Turn around
looks like.
that
Actually, it's
way.
opposite way.
He just has back facing.
It looks like a kobold.
They're so small.
They look like lizards.
Or a lizard thing.
Lizards
sometime.
with
All you need to do is touch them, they
lizards
die.
with shirts.
Okay. Here's how do I play this out now? Okay. So keep in mind that everything that we're about to discuss happens in about 6 seconds, 6 to 10 seconds, right? Closer to 6. You get hit. You're specifically aware, Farryn, of the fact that you almost got hit. And then this horn blows, coming from the direction of
This way?
of them. Yes,
Okay.
yes. So between being almost hit, the natural thing is to turn in the direction you know the direction. The rest of you may not in that moment, except for you hear the horn blow. So you turn and look, and what you see are these two creatures one with a horn in his hand blowing and holding what is clearly each of them holding a sling. Okay, but holding a sling, one of them blowing a horn, and that's what you see. But I need you all to roll.
Perception?
Boy, what do I? No, not perception.
Constitution?
Roll history checks.
Oh no.
History.
-1.
History? Is
Yep.
there a history check on here?
No deception.
I rolled
Nice
a
job.
5.
12.
Roll for Tom too then.
I have +2, so it's 13.
19.
History +2. Tom got a 15, or Taèlios got a 15, and Farryn got a 13.
Okay. So 3 of you got 12 or above?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes? Okay. It's not that any of you don't know of these creatures. What the roll determines is whether or not you really put 2 and 2 together. Because it's not that you're not aware of a creature called kobolds, right? They are simply not known in the land. Okay? They are not anything. You guys have never seen a kobold ever.
So I was right.
They're not
I'm very
here.
intelligent.
They're not around. Nobody sees them. Okay? Nobody sees kobolds. They're not on the bounty list.
Yeah.
Because why put them on there? They're not here. They apparently used to be because there are books that talk about them. There are tales that tell of them. But they are not anything that you ever have to deal with in real life. They're not fairy tales, but they might as well be because they're not there. No one ever expects to see a kobold. They don't exist anymore for whatever reason.
It's a good thing
Except here they are.
It's a good thing we have video evidence that we've been talking about kobolds for like an hour now.
Yes. Well, last time we talked about wind for an hour, so this time we're going to talk about kobolds for an hour. What I'm trying to impress upon you is you're shocked
We don't know
to
what they
see
are.
these things. So you said earlier that you think they're kobolds. You, the player, could say that. You, the character, never would have thought that you were tracking kobolds. You never would have thought that. Because kobolds don't exist in this world. Except they apparently do. Okay? So you're surprised, not in the initiative sense, but you are very surprised at what you see right here. It almost doesn't seem real.
I'm so shocked.
But in the
meantime,
meantime, there's no time to wonder because you need to roll initiative.
Sweet.
Okay, this is for myself, and then I'll roll Tom afterwards.
Oh, nice.
Oh! I just put myself at the top of the food chain.
What'd you get?
You don't
Roll
have
your dice.
anything, right?
No.
No, you
You
have
do,
an
at
initiative.
top.
You have an initiative bonus.
In the middle between armor class and speed.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, not bad.
Wait, we have an initiative
At the
bonus?
very
That
top.
thing?
Up there.
Professional. Up there. Right there.
You have a +3?
It probably has dexterity.
Elizabeth is even more.
Yeah, mine's +5.
Okay,
Elizabeth.
Nyx,
20.
Morzza.
4.
Nice.
With your bonus?
I only have 1. My dexterity
Oh.
isn't high.
23.
Man.
And Taèlios has 22.
I guess that's not surprising. For a monk.
I know we...
Well, he has
13.
+4, but he still rolled really good.
Zeldreth is, what'd you say, 13?
7.
Nice.
We just have some really bad ones and then a lot of really good ones.
Mine's okay. It's like in the between. I only have a +1
Okay.
though. And you guys have like a 5 and a 3.
All right. So Farryn is up with a 23.
Alright. I'm going to go ahead and use my Hail of Thorns.
And knock over a
Knock
tree.
over a tree.
Well,
there
it's
you go.
like I don't have a lot of space here. Okay, so this is instantaneous. It's a bonus action, so I can use it along with my action. I'm using my bow to shoot.
Okay. Okay, so bonus action, Hail of Thorns. You have to hit for that to be an effective,
Actually,
right?
wait one second. I think I want to use True Strike first, and then Hail of Thorns.
True Strike is a bonus action.
True Strike is
I
a
believe
spell.
True Strike is a bonus. It's a
Or
cantrip,
it's a cantrip.
but I think it counts as a bonus action. I don't have that spell because it's using those.
Who has the player's handbook?
You do, Jared.
There it is.
Oh yeah, this is the card. Okay, casting time is one action.
Okay.
So one action, that would be my turn.
That would be your turn. That would be. You still have your movement, but that would be your action would be True Strike if that's what you're doing. And that's cantrip, you said.
Mm-hmm. And you gain advantage on your first attack roll against the target, so it can be with the bow too, right?
On your next turn.
Yes, and what I'm saying, attack roll just is generic for any weapon attack.
Any attack, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna use True Strike then first for this turn.
Okay. So that's your action.
That's my action.
Are you going to move at all?
I want to be a little bit closer for the bow shot. So I'd say I have. Or this is each 5, right?
Yeah.
So I have 30 feet of movement that I can do. So I can move 6 squares. 2, 3,
And you can go diagonal too.
5.
You don't have to
Tree.
calculate hypotenuse.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'll just go there. That's a good spot. I can hit both, at least from there.
Okay.
Or more.
Looks like there's a tree between.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing. Shit.
There is such a thing as half and 3/4 cover in this, so you may want to think about
You want
that.
to move to my.
If I go one more square over, I have a
Why
shot.
don't you just move over that way? Then you can stand above.
Yeah, but then I'm just in the middle of the cluster here.
Or whatever.
Your bow has quite a long range, I think, on it.
Let's see. I was right here.
The range
Look
of
at
your
your
bow.
bow. What's your bow in range here?
That's it. The range of your bow is probably not like 30 or 40 or 60 feet. It's probably 100 and something.
No, it's 150.
Yeah, so you can hit him from like the biggest tree
It
away.
looks
From
like
Yeah, you could move backwards and still be within range plenty.
Oh yeah, I just want to have a clear shot of both of them.
Okay. Okay, so that's your action. That's your movement.
Yep.
You're done. Okay, Taèlios.
Okay, and he is right here. And he also has a 30 movement, I
he
think.
has 40 something.
No, 45. He has a
Yeah.
lot of movement.
So he's a wood elf.
I don't know his abilities too much. But I don't want to look at his like player sheet too much because I don't know if there's anything on there.
You can attack for him.
Yeah, I just want.
I
That's
mean,
I'm assuming the quarterstaff will be what he'll be using. He has quarterstaff, darts, or his hand. So quarterstaff is what he'll attack with.
And he has the ability too to do
Use
like the
dexterity.
unarmed strike or whatever with.
But yeah, but he's not going to do an unarmed strike right now.
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
just for right now, don't worry about all the monk abilities. Just
do attack.
attack. Yeah.
He has, so he has
It's enough to
45.
keep track of your own character.
So he has 45. I'll put on the sword. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. He gets 9, 8, 9. So that puts him right next to him.
Okay, you can attack.
And then he gets the
So
attack.
attacking with the quarterstaff, I assume.
Yeah, flunk.
And it's a 1d6 of bludgeoning, but he has to hit first.
Yeah.
Okay. Rolled a nice 4.
I think that's gonna miss probably.
Plus 6 though, so it's a 10. But probably not.
No, that misses.
He's too excited.
Okay, so that was his movement. That was his action. That brings us to Nyx, and Zeldreth is on deck. So you're first.
Okay. Can I bring out my crossbow thingy? And
Sure.
Miss.
He's shooting.
Am I close enough to shoot right now?
Look at the
What are your
What's your
range?
range? What's the range on a crossbow? What's the first number?
It's probably 150.
One crossbow 30/120.
Yeah.
30 feet? That's
30
it?
feet is, beyond 30 feet, you have to roll with disadvantage,
So you, have to go.
and it cannot go beyond 120.
So you need to move up to
You
here.
just need to move up a little bit. Just get within 30 feet.
Yeah, I put her within 30 feet. She's good now.
Okay, roll
Of this
dice.
one. Of this one right here.
Okay.
The 20 side is good to hit.
And
And plus what?
what'd you roll?
8. Oh, 9. Plus what?
And what's your bonus on your crossbow?
Plus
There,
4 or 5?
Your attack bonus.
+5.
So I need a total.
14.
14 hits. Roll damage.
Damage
So
is
6-sided?
a 1d6.
Plus your attack bonus.
Which is plus 5.
Yes.
Yeah, it's both attack and damage bonus. So
8.
Eight?
She can add her and that.
yeah, just let her call her own numbers. 8 points of damage on the one closest, the one furthest from me.
Yeah.
All right. You move your 5 or 10 feet that you move. Take aim, and it splits right between this thing's eyes, and he drops like a ton of bricks.
Wait, he's dead?
Yep.
Dead.
They're super weak.
Are you
He's
kidding
cheesy
me?
compared to the...
Yeah. No,
I mean,
is
he
weird.
also did blow horn, which means probably other stuff.
Yeah, he
Okay.
was busy trying to be
I have a
warm
question.
here.
Okay, so that was your movement and attack, right? That's it. Okay, that. Yep, and you're up.
Does this one count as a space?
What?
Right there?
Just you're on the space.
Just
here.
give
You're
yourself
there.
the benefit of
Okay.
the doubt on which space you're on.
One. Wait, by the way, do you move any further
It's-
to use rage?
If you want to bonus action rage, you can do that. I don't think it affects your movement.
Okay, I think I have a plan. I'm gonna go.
You can
1,
consult the player's
2.
handbook to double check
Yeah, it
that,
doesn't-
but I don't think it does. I think we talked about that last time.
3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm gonna breathe fire.
Can you reach
It's
him?
15 range.
It's 15,
One.
right?
Yeah,
5,
you,
10,
you should
15.
hit him.
Okay. He has to make a saving throw on that. Is that right?
Does he have to roll a
Should be
hit, or is it just?
Constitution. It's an automatic hit. Just
Oh, it's just a.
I think in this case it's a saving throw, and a success
is
means he avoids it
half.
altogether. Is it half?
It
What's
says
say?
2d. It says 2d6 or half on a save.
Oh, it does. Okay.
15-foot cone, dex save.
Let me just turn to the Dragonborn section.
Yep.
I know we did this last time, but let's just refresh our memories.
That was mine though.
I know, but it's still a
15-foot
Dragonborn.
cone, dexterity save, DC equals 8 plus Constitution
Modifier.
plus modifier plus proficiency bonus, 2d6 or half.
Okay.
You can use your action. Oh, you already have it.
It's written here.
Okay, if we wrote it down, that's fine. So he needs to make a dexterity saving throw, and the DC is 8 plus.
8 plus Constitution
Modifier. Which is what
plus
for him?
proficiency bonus. So Constitution is plus 4.
So the DC is 12.
Yeah. What is plus proficiency bonus?
The one above the above
Oh. So it's
Proficiency.
4 plus 2 then, right?
Yeah. So that's 14.
14. He makes it with an 18.
Crap.
So go ahead and roll. No, that's fine. It's 2d6.
Yes. Roll 2d6.
Okay, so roll
Wait.
2d6 for damage.
Roll that twice.
5, 6.
11.
So he takes half of that.
That's pretty good rolling.
Yeah, that's pretty high.
Yeah.
11
Yeah.
reduced to half is 10. Or, excuse me, is 5. Well, in my mind, what I do is subtract
Good math.
1
Yeah.
to
You
10
give
and then
them-
take
yeah,
half
you
of
give
that.
the
Yeah,
benefit
so
of the doubt to
it's half of 10 is 5.
He's either one health or dead. If he's one health,
And you are gold, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so your breath weapon is fire.
It's
Yeah.
fire. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Steven's got his silver, right?
ice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're cold.
Okay. Your breath goes out in this cone at him, and you hear this shriek. And when the air clears, you see a crispy kobold lying
I got
on the ground.
5 damage. You're kidding me.
KFK.
Kentucky Fried Kobold.
I didn't even need you guys.
Apparently, I didn't need to cast the true
It's okay.
strike.
There's more coming. There's more coming.
Kobolds are like in the past.
Yeah, but I just wasted my true strike because that guy died.
They're all coming from the trees.
Look to the trees. On the fifth
Third.
day.
They look to the trees.
I can only use one, right? Or-
Yeah. Per long rest.
Ah, dumb.
all over the place.
How many are there?
4.
It's pretty
This is the
easy.
easiest battle
They're
I've
coming
ever
from
been
the
in.
trees. That's what the.
This is not for this round, though. So
They don't get attacked this round.
Nope, and neither do you. They weren't there. They weren't there for you. That is setting up the next round. But this round passes with Zeldreth having done what he did. So between
Should I have cast a spell though? Because I was going to cast a spell and it's not an attack spell.
Well, he died before you could do anything. So.
But
Well,
I
no,
still have a turn
hold
though
on.
before they come
we're,
out.
we're still in initiative. You just don't know of them yet.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, they're not in this particular round. Okay, so yeah, it would technically be Thaèndrys' turn right now. So you're aware of 2. They have both dropped. What do you do?
Well, I mean, the
And,
natural.
and for right now, you have to do this as though you don't know
Yeah.
that those are there.
I mean, the natural thing to be would be to look around because we saw those go down. He blew the horn. It seems suspicious for him to blow the horn with just 2 of them there.
Yeah, no, it's very obvious there's more.
Okay.
We all know that.
Fair
So
enough.
what I would do is just look around to see if there's more or if that was all of them.
Okay. Fair enough.
You know, maybe the horn was used to like confuse us or something. Who knows? But that's my thought.
Okay. Okay. Hold that thought. What do you want to do?
I'm casting Bless for me, Nyx, and Thaèndrys.
What does that do?
Okay.
On attack rolls or saving throws, you guys have an extra D4 to roll.
Oh, nice.
Okay. And it doesn't do anything to attack rolls against them?
That all it says is saving throws. It says the target can roll a D4 and add the number roll to the attack roll or saving throw. It lasts for a minute.
Okay.
Hey, you should
And
tell
the
me about
range
this
is
spell. I
the
would
range
stand
is
right next to
the
you.
range is 30 feet. So
The
they're
range is-
both within 30 feet of me.
30 feet.
I was
5,
about
10,
to tell you
15,
about
20,
that when we
25,
finished.
30. Hey, I'm
5,
one.
10, 15, 20, 25.
And I can only do 3 people though.
Oh, it can only be, so it's you and us two?
Yeah.
Okay.
And since
Oh, it's finally the music decided to change.
Yeah,
some-
I forgot
Can we
about
have
the
some
music.
yelling monkeys?
Yeah, we'll get you some. Alright. This.
Very good.
Smooth transition.
Yes. It is a
Flawless.
very smooth transition. Okay, so you cast Bless. What I want you to do is
Can I see the player handbook?
No, whatever.
I want you to make a perception check.
Oh.
8.
Okay.
Not very perceptive in the moment, apparently.
I was just like, what is this power I feel from Morzza giving me?
So loud. Is this what the horn was doing the whole time?
Yeah, that was the horn. That was the horn of warning there. Okay. You don't see them in this round. Okay. And really that's fine because they didn't arrive in this round. The horn blew in this round, they didn't arrive in this round. They were close enough and you all are aware of them. You're not going to be surprised or anything. The horn was clearly communication of some sort. So you're on the alert already, but you see 4 more come up from those various areas, and we're not going to re-roll initiative. We're just still in battle mode. So that brings us back to the top, which is Farryn.
Alright. I don't have any more, my True Strike doesn't matter because the creature died that I cast it on.
Yeah.
So now I'll just go ahead and shoot this guy.
Okay.
I'm
Now
not
we know
gonna-
they
since
have-
we know they're
Now
low,
we only have like 3
low.
HP each.
They have
Okay.
less than 5 or this.
Good. I rolled 3.
Nice. You
How does this even happen?
spectacularly.
We're in ultimate weather mode, and I rolled 19s and 20s, and then I get to battle and I roll a 3.
You just
Sleeping
know,
on the job.
little too much adrenaline.
Yeah.
All right, I guess
know,
it's
He's like
You know
Lego.
your muscles and your reactions fall back on your training. You know.
I don't need an explanation for RNG.
Okay. Are you moving at all?
No, I was just shooting.
Okay. Taèlios is up. Nyx is on deck.
This is up. He gets 45. So 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45.
He can use his action to dash if he wants to get all the way up, and he won't get an attack this round. But if you want to get him up closer to attack next time,
Doesn't matter because he can get in range next time.
okay.
Well, yeah. He could do a bump, yeah.
Doesn't make a difference. Because next time he'll move and get an attack. This way, there's not an extra attack otherwise.
Okay.
Or if they can only attack melee, then they wouldn't be able to attack.
Okay. Okay, so that's his turn.
Next.
Yeah.
Nyx is up.
Can I move close enough to that
You
guy?
can shoot it from there.
It's 30 feet, right?
30 feet.
Oh.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She needs to move a little bit closer.
Okay.
This one's probably closer.
15. Yeah.
There
which
is
one do
one
you want
over
to go?
there.
Which one do you want to go to? Is here or here?
I'll go for that one.
So you need to be within 30 feet. So it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She needs to be like right here.
Okay. Good enough.
Roll the dice. 20-sided.
Remember, you get an extra D4.
Ooh, fancy.
Do I-
She's gonna need it.
Yeah, she's definitely gonna need
I
it.
Give me your total.
Roll a 4-sided. You have to add a 4-sided because the bless spell that just got cast. Does she have to be in range of that, or is it you cast
Once
it?
I cast
now
it,
they have
No,
it
it's on her.
for how long?
1
A
minute.
minute. So
Roll
she can do it
this.
first.
So she'll have it first
10 rounds.
10
I rolled
attacks.
Yes, roll that. 2. So that brings you to 9. Plus what?
This.
Yeah.
Plus this.
5, right? It's 14.
Yeah, it's plus.
You got back to a 14 again, right?
Yeah, she got. I think she hit last time.
14, that's a hit.
You're welcome.
That's actually a really useful spell.
Yeah, it is. Okay,
Why
so
didn't
roll
I
your
get
damage.
this? Should have blessed me instead of
And
her.
you get to roll the 4 when you roll it for damage too.
I should have blessed someone that could actually
You're gonna
do
need that one too.
Oh, nice.
It's not,
On one.
it's not a hit. It's not for damage.
It's
Just
not
for
for damage.
Oh, it's not for damage?
Just
Oh,
for,
it's just for hit.
just for hit.
Okay,
One
never mind. I thought it
damage.
was for hit.
What's your strength?
One.
Do you
No,
have plus?
you have a bonus.
Plus?
You have a damage bonus too. It's,
It's
the
the
same as
same
your
one.
attack
That's
bonus.
5.
So, what's his hope?
6.
There you go.
Oh, you
6?
killed it.
Okay, right in the chest.
Dead.
Drops.
Here, go to the store for more when you put them out.
The stupid crossbow with 30 range is doing better than the bow with
Ranger,
150.
Imagine
range.
training your whole
The-
life as a ranger and then missing.
Hitting makes all the difference.
Yeah.
It tends to be better if you hit rather than miss.
Generally.
Okay, Zeldreth is up.
Okay. We're probably assuming I have my axe on, right, already? Great
Yeah.
axe.
Is
Like,
that what
That's
you're
your weapon,
using?
so yeah.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Okay.
What are you using?
well, it's pretty obvious I'd be using that, so I'm going to go for this one, probably. Because that's
Do
probably...
it.
Picks the one furthest away. That's what I'm
No.
going for. With a melee weapon.
Actually, one... I still won't be able to get it.
Well,
You
don't
won't
go
get any of them.
You know, he
Oh,
can
yeah,
run.
exactly.
You could use 2
That's what
actions to
I'm
run, right? Can't you use a second?
He
action?
can. Yeah, you can use your action to dash and move your movement again.
You could get yourself right up on top of them, so you can attack next turn.
You know what? I know what I'm going
But
to do.
you can also do like
I know what I'm
what
gonna
he
do.
did with Tom's character, is just get him close enough to be able to get there next turn too, and not get in the way of anybody else's missile attacks or range attacks.
Which one should I go for?
Just stay there. You can
This is
attack
fine.
whatever you want
Just
next
leave
it.
turn. If someone else kills one, you can change to the other.
Yeah, it would work. I can just stay there.
So that's your turn.
Yeah. Plus, I'm probably in the line of fire in these two, and I have the most health.
Okay. All right, then it is now
Kobold.
their turn.
Oh, they're higher than Joshua and Steven.
Yeah. I
Doesn't take much to get higher.
Doesn't take much to get higher than a 7.
And a 4.
And this one closest to me is going to throw a sling at Farryn. Or
He's gonna sling a throw at
he's
Farryn.
going to sling a
Good
throw.
luck, buddy.
What's your AC?
Super high.
Now he hits. Your AC is 18.
Oh man.
He
Got him.
hits.
Critical damage.
6 points.
Alright.
How much health do you have?
Funny.
Not
I
enough now.
hope that I don't get hit, because that would be very bad for me.
There's no way they're going to target you.
That guy could.
Well, I'm the closest. You go for the
Yeah,
closest.
they're mad at you for
most
nothing too.
likely.
They're people already.
Most
Go for the
likely.
Yeah, I
weakest.
have to.
Okay, that one, Steven, move it up 2 squares. And over towards me 1 there. That would be the 2 squares.
Right there.
Oh, so he's going for Tom.
Yep. Cocked.
I think I'm contributing
Stretch you
this
like your
weapon
tree.
more than I did to the last one.
And that is a miss. And the other one
Probably.
is on the other side.
Right here. Like, it's like right behind
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
tree.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Just leave it there. Just move it up a square, just so the tree is
Like right up
completely
here? Or right here.
Yeah, no, one more square. Just move it
That's
up.
fine.
Right there. That's fine.
Over towards you. Actually, instead of up, over. There you go. There you go. Tell you what. It's gonna go for.
Ile.
Is that? That's you, isn't it? Yeah, he's going for the barbarian.
Oh, thank goodness.
I was going to say, if he went for that, he's like, man, I'm just too strong for them to
Your
go
armor
for me.
class is 15. It looks like
It is indeed.
that is a hit,
What?
Ooh, got him.
They got my first
You better
hit.
Is
get
this from
him.
that website?
Now I'm going to...
Yeah.
and that is
Does that cost like $10 or something? 20?
Like 30.
I'm pretty sure
30 or
it
20.
costs like 25.
They're expensive.
that is 4 points of damage, but you raged, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So you have resistance to bludgeoning, so that's 4 reduced to 2 points of damage.
Okay, so you're
I'm at 39.
29.
The rest don't kill that one. I got to rage on it.
Okay, that's the 3 of them, which brings us to Thaèndrys.
We're gonna hit each of them with a magic missile.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do anything this whole fight.
So I'm gonna start.
on how he rolls.
I'm gonna start on the one over there and work my way this way.
If he does 1 damage, then I kill him. It's only a 4-sided
So that's 3 to the one all the way over there.
Okay.
That's not dead.
The middle one takes 5,
That's
and the left
dead.
one takes 2.
Okay, so that one's dead. That one's not dead. That one's probably not dead.
That's correct. Middle one drops. The other ones are damaged.
Do we have anyone else?
Okay, are you moving at all?
No.
And there was no
Yeah,
range issue there. I don't. What's magic
Magic missile just hits.
But it has a
doesn't
range.
It doesn't have a. It has a range
Sure,
of
it
some
has a
sort,
range.
doesn't it? Is it like 120?
120.
Okay, good enough. All right, and you're not moving, right?
No, I'll move like up into the middle.
Okay. Morzza.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Chunk.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm attacking.
Breathe on him. If you just breathe on him, he guarantee hit, right?
That's yeah, but it's not.
Yeah,
already
why
done.
waste it when you can just? He already gets to add a +4 to his.
I
He
get.
doesn't guarantee a hit though. If he
should-
used breath weapons, he'd guarantee.
Yeah, but
kills
he
him.
can only use that once per day.
Yeah, but we're not gonna
How
need it
about
again.
Morzza plays Morzza?
I'm saying like, why would he breathe if he's gonna? Go, why would he breathe if he can go attack the guy?
You do you.
10 plus 6 is 16. Then I roll with my bonus is 17.
Okay, that's a hit.
With
You have a
plus
bonus.
6
What do you have a
damage,
bonus
plus
for?
2 damage, and then I get to roll an 8.
Blessing.
So that's 3, 5,
He's dead.
11 damage.
He was already wanting to hit from me, so.
Yeah.
I don't know why I breathe on that guy.
Keep going.
So you can.
He's go
I'm not breathing on some stupid cobalt.
Okay.
back to.
That leaves one, right?
My turn, right?
So it is, yeah.
Back to the
So
top.
that was your movement. That was your attack. It is Taèlios now. Or no, I'm sorry.
It was like
I'm
a
sorry.
what?
Yeah, it is you. It is Farryn.
Numbers?
Farryn.
You can't hit that?
8 plus. It's 13.
That's a hit.
It's dead.
It does. Longbows a D8.
It's dead automatically. You don't even
That
need to
is
roll.
going to be 13 damage.
Yep, already dead.
He's still breathing.
In the afterlife.
You know
All
what it
right.
is? I should have thrown my axe at that. I could have done. I had a plus 3 damage.
Any particular way you want to close this chapter?
I figure a good old splitting headache is a good way. to finish it up.
Can I collect my crossbows? Or do I lose
We're
them?
not even done yet. We're not
I
even
just-
done yet.
I want them back.
As your arrow pierces into the forehead of this kobold and sticks partially out the other side of its head, and it's dropping backwards. Nyx,
Frantically.
the gnome bard, is already frantically looking for
Crossbow
her
bolts.
crossbow bolts.
I only had 37.
Almost gets hit by your
Only
arrow.
have
She's moved so quickly over there looking for crossbow bolts.
I never shot near that one though.
It doesn't matter. You're everywhere looking for crossbow bolts.
Not even ones that she shot, just looking.
Okay. Hey, that sounds good.
Yeah.
I feel like you're just juking us out here. There's like a boss coming.
That's right. That's not what I wanted. What is that?
The last guys were harder than these guys.
It's like the end credits. We did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did I? Oh, that's where I went before. Oh, okay. Yeah. All of a sudden, some hillbillies show up.
Yeah. We hear the banjo playing.
Yeah. Yeah, then we'll go back to... I liked that music that was playing before. If you guys could just spend your whole time traveling, we could just always listen to this music.
Honestly, I kind of like the danger music better.
Yeah,
I'd
that's
rather
good.
just listen to that all the time.
So I guess
Especially the
we'll want to
screaming
look. We'll want to
monkeys.
check the body, see if there's anything of note on them.
I'm still looking around for a boss.
Elizabeth won't check anything because she's looking for crossbow bolts.
How low is everyone too? Like, are you guys getting close to being dead?
No.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm pretty
yeah,
deep.
I'm
I mean,
very
I'm
close
at
to
11.
I'm
But
13
I'll heal.
HP.
And I can heal you guys up maybe.
Can I have my
One.
card back?
Breathe on me.
I'm very close to dying.
Wait,
I
do
only
you
have
have True Strike
29
as a
more
spell?
health
Or is
left.
that just me?
No, I haven't.
Okay. I was like,
Yes.
But I don't have to use it that often because magic missile just hits.
yeah.
Yep, I'll take that back.
It's still recording.
Nope.
Oh, it turned off.
She turned it off. We'll see how that integrates into the video. Okay.
Magic sword plus 3 to hit.
Okay,
Nothing
so
damage.
you loot the bodies,
Yeah.
you were saying.
Mhm.
Okay. They each were carrying the slings they were using, obviously. Also, each of them had a dagger. And you find
So that's 6 daggers?
6
Seven.
daggers and
Seven.
6
Okay,
slings and some bullets.
Yeah, we don't need the daggers.
for seeing.
And they,
You don't
yeah.
need daggers. Who's gonna use a dagger when you have a sword or
Whoa.
whatever?
I'm saying for picking
We
lock
don't need
and
the
stuff.
daggers.
I use daggers. Go ahead.
You find a total of 5 gold and 23 silver on these 6.
23.
23 silver, 5 gold.
Where did they come from? Was it from behind trees? They were just hiding like in the trees behind them, or where? How did they get the be able to do this ambush? Where were they that we didn't see it?
They were using, you get the sense they were using trees for cover. They were between natural prairie type, that you're always around here, even though it's early spring. Again, remember I talked about this being more like southern Missouri or Illinois, southern Illinois range. So spring there is not quite like spring here, further north. So things are growing a little bit now, greening up, and between the rose bushes that are everywhere, the trees, and the fact that you guys were not trying to be stealthy, they saw you coming.
I don't believe it.
And they grabbed a dagger and they killed your
Yeah, I was gonna
prisoner.
say yeah.
There's no way.
If that had been in 5e, not 1e, I could have had you roll a perception check. But see, it was 1e, so I couldn't.
Yeah,
You're supposed to give us the benefit of the doubt.
I don't do that.
You get the doubt of the benefit.
Okay. There is no hint that there are any others right now.
I wanna find a boss.
You're on high alert, but nothing else has shown up. Okay. So you're back now at where you were beforehand in this ghost town. Literally run
Do their
down.
feet match the prints? I'm assuming, just to clarify that, their prints match the foot tracks we've been
Yeah,
seeing.
no problem. You can match it right up. And you get it now. You get it. It's just that your mind never would have gone to kobolds because they don't exist. I mean, you know what I mean. They're not around, but apparently they are.
Do they have any distinctive features that we want to take back to prove that we did encounter the kobolds? To be like, hey, we weren't making this up, kind
Their
of thing.
feet.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that like would
Or
we know?
cut their head.
Well, so they were looking for information. So having some sort of body part to identify these as kobolds would be a good way for us to have information. Is there a way we could they didn't
Do
look
any of
like?
us know that?
How big are they? Can we carry one on a horse, a dead body?
Well, kobolds are, I think they're small. Let me double check. They are small. So you're small, I think. But the rest of you are medium.
Yeah.
So kobolds, they're tiny. It wouldn't be hard to take one back with you if you wanted to.
Yeah. Well, we could use that for information, at least. But we don't know.
Take the one that isn't burned to the crisp.
We don't know how much longer we're gonna be
Yeah.
looking around.
Okay.
I just didn't know. Is there any way we would know? Are the feet distinctive? Is it nothing else has a track like this? So that if we brought just a foot back or something, that would be proof enough.
Well, there are other reptilian creatures,
Mhm.
or ish, there are others you know of and have heard of, so you just don't know,
Okay.
Right.
There's
Well,
no body.
for now, let's look around the village and we can
Is there anything?
take a body
My
line.
most important question: do I get all of my crossbows back?
How many times did you fire?
Twice.
And you hit both times?
Yes.
I'll let you have those back.
I fired twice. I'm assuming
You hit both of them directly.
since one of them is stuck in the guy's head and the other one just missed, I can pick him back up. It's two both.
You might miss the one though. The one you shot in the past and missed is probably gone.
I can subtract one if that'll make you feel better.
I'm not a stickler on arrows and that. In general, my sense, and I don't think this actually goes with the rules, I think this goes against the rules, but I think that I think it's easier to recover an arrow if it's a hit than if it's a miss, and I don't think that one hit ruins an arrow, necessarily.
Yeah.
So,
I got 49, it's fine.
yeah, I'm just. We're not going to worry too much about that. Okay?
Do I get back my magic missiles? Or what?
Yes, you have them all.
Good.
So, okay. Someone you said I think.
Search around the village, look
Okay.
for if this is like where they're living, or if maybe this isn't.
Okay, so give me a perception.
Do the
check.
tracks continue
I
on
want you to
past?
give me a
Yeah, well, that's a
Yeah.
later question. Do the tracks continue on past the village?
give me a perception check with advantage. You specifically do this.
Let's not do that one. Woo, 9 is the most.
9.
Yeah.
Eat it, my-
Okay, you are before the attack. You were already noticing. Remember, I said
Yeah,
that they
they're
come in, and it kind of there's evidence that they've kind of been all around here.
Yeah.
This and keep it. Remember, there are pieces of buildings there sticking up, and I just don't have them represented there in any way. But so they have been all over in this area. But you also notice that where the trail that led you to here spread out into this area, you also notice on the other side of, which I think is this way now, on that, where they kind of start to converge again. Like there was a point in, and this isn't a point out, it's still within, but there's a convergence in an area. And if you're all together, I would let any two of you make a perception check right now.
Two besides me.
Yes, because you just rolled with advantage.
Yeah, you roll one.
There's the 2 people.
Do you want me to roll?
Yes, roll.
20. Do you want me to add or
Yes.
It's a perception check, so I need
24.
your total.
The
24.
maximum possible.
It doesn't matter. Can I just roll?
Yes, roll.
Daniel might.
20. 23.
Wait, so we just don't see anything?
2 natural 20s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too bad we didn't get it while we were.
I
attacking.
mean, again, a natural 20 isn't anything on a
Yeah.
perception check, but still, you rolled 20s.
Yeah. That's because we're just too good.
Got their number.
all of our 20s this evening have been on perception checks.
No, I think Tom rolled 20.
No.
Ethnicity.
No, tonight.
He said tonight.
Okay. Following Farryn's tracking of these the foot traffic here, and where it starts to converge on the other side of this village from where you entered. When you get over, you see that there's one area where you can see pieces of the foundation sticking up, as you've seen. You can trace what the foundation of this area was, and it's not very big. It was maybe about 30 by 20, this structure. But there is an area where how do I describe it? It seems to be, there's a portion of the ground within what you can see was the foundation that seems to be disturbed in some way compared to the rest of the interior.
It's their treasure hoard.
Obviously, we want to investigate further and determine what's going on here.
This is in the foundation of this area.
Yes, within. If it were still a building, it would have been
Inside.
within the walls somehow. Yeah,
Yeah, I think we investigate. Is it like, you know?
but it's not. It's just ground that you're looking at. You know, it's not like you're looking at an old floor or anything like that. You're looking at ground right now, grown with the grasses and everything that grows everywhere around you, except in one area. It's disturbed. It's somewhat dug up. It's just clearly.
Yeah, so I think we want to check
Or
and see if
something
there's
has been
something
done.
buried there.
Probably dead creatures.
Probably all their gold.
Yeah.
But yeah, we want to check and see. Try to dig it up as best we can with what we have. I don't know what
Okay.
tools we have, but
Okay. All right. So you move the earth around a little bit there, and you don't have to dig down too far before you uncover a wooden door, hinged on one side, closed down against a stone frame on the ground underneath this earth.
obviously we want to open it.
Yeah.
maybe check
Before we
first.
go any further, Steven, you want to heal me?
How much health do you have?
I lost 6 points, so I'm at 13 out of 19.
Yeah, Steven, do you want to
Yes,
heal me?
yeah.
I'm at 29 health. I need it so bad.
What
And if you could you refill my coffee while you're at
Yeah.
How much
Josh
did you lost?
was at
6?
11.
How much did Joshua lose?
I lost 5.
Oh yeah, maybe you should
Wait,
heal
wait,
Joshua
wait,
first.
wait.
I'm at 11.
I have 10.
So
There's
those-
no point in her healing.
She
I
can
have-
heal. She can heal like 4.
I can heal 10 points.
What's the time at on that?
234.
I can heal 10 points of health. Which means I can heal Caleb 6 or you 5 and Caleb 4. Or 5 too. And so then you only 1 health left.
You don't have to roll for that,
No, it's just my lay on hands.
so heal Joshua 5.
So I'll heal you 5 and I'll heal Caleb you 5, yeah.
I'm just glad I didn't take any hits this time. And I actually contributed.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes, good job.
I
Yeah,
stopped.
since the ranger
Wait,
can't hear anything.
what's your thing? Is this what's your armor class? 14. Yeah, you would have gotten hit for 2 then if I hadn't been up there.
Alright, so we got the healing done.
Would have been 2 because.
Do we want to just stop it there?
It's up to you guys.
No, let's take a
we're
look.
we're close. We're
let's
close
look,
to where
let's
we
look
need
and see what we're looking at, and then depending on that, we can
Is it a
decide.
dungeon?
By the way, Steven could use another thing of his saying his undead spell.
If we go to open it, does there appear to be anything like on the door, like any trap of any kind? Nothing that we can see that would.
Make a perception check.
15.
There's nothing that you see. You don't notice anything.
I'll go in first because I have the most health.
All right, you want to open up the door then?
Yep, I'll open
Alright.
it up.
Daniel's been the sacrificial
Zeldreth
lamb.
is gonna open up
Hey,
the door.
no, I'm not being sacrificial. I'm just being nice.
Open it.
Okay,
You pulled it.
I opened it.
Lightning bolt.
Yeah.
Okay. You open the door and it kind of creaks a little bit on its old rusted hinges that it's on, and what you see is a natural stone stairway descending down into darkness at an angle.
Greater than 45 degrees.
What kind? Are we talking obtuse?
37 and a half degrees.
We can lay on it and not get hurt.
Yes. Now, just kind of a normal pitch of stairs, more or less, but carved out of natural stone, leading down into darkness. It's light outside. It's dark down there. I know that there is some dark vision here.
Can we see dark vision when it's light?
Well, that's what I'm saying. The light obscures it.
So we put
So
Joshua
for-
in there and shut the door on him.
We also have
So-
torches too.
We do.
I have 10 torches.
All you can see from here in the light, looking down into it, is that it descends at least 20 feet
Alright, let's light a torch.
into darkness.
We'll light a
Yeah.
torch.
Should we
We're
light
actually
2?
going
Well,
down
if-
there.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Well, we don't know what it is yet. It could just be something small for now. But
Why don't we have Nyx hold the torch then?
Yeah.
She's not gonna be much help in a closed area with a crossbow.
I don't just have a crossbow.
yeah, but you're still gonna hit
Yeah,
weak
with a
compared to the
sword,
rest
you're
of
gonna
people.
be weak with the rest. Yeah, with the rest of us.
Daniel hits like a 12-sided die.
Yeah. How many spells do you have a day of that? Is it 3,
Too
right?
many papers.
Of my divine sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
3 a
I
day,
can-
and then you get it back the next day, right?
I get it back when I take a long rest.
Okay, so
You
you're
could use another
We're
one
gonna
of that.
She's got the torch. If she's fine with it. Elizabeth, are you okay with holding the
Yeah,
torch?
I'm fine.
Just because you're not the like the
It's
melee,
okay.
you're not the melee guy. Daniel and Steven are the melee
Okay.
guys.
give me a marching order.
So do you guys want to be in front? You guys
Yeah.
have
But
night
we
vision.
should have someone
Wait,
in
we
the
should have
back too,
somebody
though.
in the back.
Just someone. It doesn't have to be me or Dan, but someone who can tank that a
What
little
you
bit.
can see from where you are is that entering through the trap door is a one person at a time affair. But once you descend, you can tell that once you descend a little bit and get clear of the initial, you kind of have to duck to. Nyx won't have to duck, but it's a tight
Yeah.
squeeze and duck to get in and get down. But once you get down maybe 10 feet or so, you can tell that it widens.
Was there a
little
lock
bit.
on the trapdoor?
Nope.
Okay. Because we don't want to get
Yeah.
trapped down there. So okay, does one of you two want to be in the front?
Sure, I'll be in the front.
Okay, Daniel's in the front. So this is your guy, right?
Yeah.
Daniel. Then
Then-
you don't need night vision, right?
Oh, you know we do.
I
We can't see in the can't see in the dark.
Oh, you can't? Okay, so then Nyx is right behind.
Then I'll go.
Okay.
Next,
I'll go with my bow after that.
and then it should be Joshua. Then
Joshua.
and then him.
And then Monkman's in the back.
Okay, so front is
me
Zeldreth, followed by
next.
okay with the torch.
With the torch.
Okay. Okay, so you start in and go down. You're staying fairly close to each other, I assume, as you go in. You get down. You get down, we'll say, to the 20 feet that you could see before. And by this point, you're all in. Are you leaving the trapdoor open or closing it behind
I say close because then they'll know we're in here if somebody comes from.
They're already going to know
Well,
the dead
keep-
kobolds.
Yeah.
Well, they
not,
might
not
not know
only
we're
that,
in
keep
there.
in mind the ground had been
Yeah.
covered back over
It's open.
this door.
The door's open. There's no
and
point to shut
yeah,
it.
you're not going to be able to
I
cover
guess
ground
there's no
back over
point.
it,
Yeah, we'll leave it open.
There's no point in trying to cover our
leaving it
tracks at this
open.
point. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go down to the 20-foot spot where you could see roughly from above, and what you can see at this point is that it goes about another 20 feet and then opens up. But what it opens up into you can't quite see, but you can see that there's a floor. I mean, you can see and you can see looking around and kind of holding the torch that 20 feet down the stairs come, this natural stairway comes to an end. You can see a floor. You can't see very far into it because of the ceiling of the stairway, but it opens up into some sort of a room of some kind, or some other chamber other than the stairway.
I think we continue down to
Yeah.
the opening.
Okay. Excuse me. You heading down to the bottom?
Yes.
Okay. As you two get down to the bottom and are the first ones to see into this area, you see that it opens up into a wide area. Torchlight, I believe, is 40 feet or so. I think it's like 20 feet of bright light and then another 20 of dim. So what you can see is the walls as you enter in, and they open up this way to either side of you. They open up beyond what the torchlight is allowing you to see. Okay? So it is at least, well, that's not true. That's not true.
Is there another one underneath it?
On this, to your left, the wall, both of them kind of shoot out almost straight right and left. But then they start to curve a little bit like this. And on this side, you can see that it curves and starts to cut back. On this side, it starts to curve and you lose the wall. You don't, and so you're lost in the darkness in that direction. Okay? Ahead of you, the walls you can see must circle around and come back in, because across from you, you can see there's an alcove across the way from you. Only this doesn't look natural. The rest of the walls moving away are the same stone, cut out of the same stone that the stairway was. Across from you, you can see just the hint, just on the verge of your torchlight, black stone, what looks like stone walls. Not the natural earth and dirt, or earth and rock of this, but straight across from you, you're catching something else that is straight lines, hewn, and it looks black, jet black. And standing in front of that alcove, the alcove comes and there's an opening that goes back into darkness from your torchlight. You can't see in there. Just on the edge of your torchlight are two more kobolds standing there, posted on either side of this entrance that heads back further beyond your eyesight. And you hear them say something. Shocked, surprised, and you hear it and you don't... Let me see your character sheet real quick. You have no idea what they say. You, however, and you, though you can't see quite yet what they see, but you hear this because you hear a cry in Draconic.
Oh, I understand it too then.
You do? Okay.
And I understand it also.
You understand Draconic?
Yeah.
Okay.
How dare you guys?
All right.
So like half
Well,
the
hey,
group.
let's have Taèlios understand it as well.
He might actually. Nope, he doesn't.
Okay. So those of you who speak and understand Draconic, what you hear is intruders. And what you two see is these two turn and head back down the hallway, and you hear a door slam. And I think that's where we'll
Yep,
stop.
that sounds
for
like a good
tonight.
place to stop. Alright.
Wait, we don't have time to do anything?
Yeah.
We don't have time to shoot him or something?
What do you want to do? Stab him with a dagger that's on your belt that someone else is going to take or something?
This all happens in a few seconds.
We're not like we expected them.
They go down, they catch a glimpse of this wide room, they look across and see that the stone changes a little bit there, and they see that there's these two kobolds there. At the same time that you're taking all this in,
You're telling
they've
me that we're surprised that there's 2 kobolds down here after we just fought 6 kobolds.
No, I'm telling you that they saw the light coming down the stairs the whole time you were coming down, and waited to see who it was, okay, or what it was. And when they saw these two step in, as they were looking around, intruders, and they take off.
Nice. So that comes in handy when you speak 1, 2,
17 different languages.
5 different
I
languages.
can only speak
Yeah.
2. My own.
That's right. I can only
and
speak
common.
one.
Yeah.
I can speak Common, Draconic, and Halfling.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop this.
I don't know
Okay,
what Halfling
that's
is.
right. Stop. Don't stop it quite yet. Okay.
Okay.
For anyone who happened to be watching, thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. This was session 2. We're trying to do this every other week, but we hope that you enjoyed it, and we hope we'll see you again. And have a good night or day or whatever time it happens to be for you.